That girl Henny, y'all gotta go to her channel.
The girl Henny, do you know who she is?
She a blogger or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, where this lady come from?
Right on your ass.
She on your life, G.
Shout out to Henny over there.
This video and its content are operated underneath the guise of the Fair Use Act.
Big poppin', money in the bank, coming dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me big poppin'. Money in the bank, coming dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me what the topic.
Yo, what's poppin', Henny gang. So I've got to work on a new intro because we are on both channels. So I have to kind of like combine them both so that we can have everyone feeling included because we are on both channels. So if you are here from Straight Henny Media, what's poppin'? And if you are here from the Henny Stay Reviews, what's poppin'? All right, so I am at work, so y'all know what that consists of. It's going to be some phones ringing, maybe some muting. I haven't decided what I'm going to do as far as I don't need a co-host, but I am going to bring up a panel that'll kind of like help with everything. Does everybody hear me good out there? So as we know, last night, Zeus aired the episodes, both of them back to back. And it gave me hurry up and get it over with kind of vibes. So I'm not too sure how I feel about that. You know, we already know how Zeus does. You know, Zeus usually will drag things out, but they decided not to drag that out. And I felt that to be very odd for them. So something is definitely going on. Something ain't kosher in the water, so to speak. And it's giving me, there's a lot to unpack here. Okay. There is a text message that I do not, or a comment that I do not have that I'm able to show on the screen. I'm going to see if I can get that up on the screen for y'all. Give me a second. But this response, let me stop saying because I'm nervous. Okay. Now, this comment that was made by Natalie, and this came after Chrisean called her out for insinuating or implying that Chrisean was actually calling Zeus and that she was begging them, because that's the energy it gave, right? That she was begging them to let her back on the show. You know, if there's anywhere that I can fit in or anything that can be done, just let me know. You know, I just got out and I need help. And that doesn't even sound like Chrisean. But Chrisean posted the text messages, and the text messages showed that Lemmy was trying to get in touch with Chrisean. So I believe, if anything, the conversation was more along the lines of, you know, I'm really not into any of that baddie stuff anymore. But if there's anything that I can do or anything that you could possibly like squeeze me into that's not going to go against where I am right now, then let me know. That's what it's giving for me. It's not giving me I'm desperate. I'm desperate and I need you. That's not what it's giving to me. So, of course, we know that Natalie doesn't like when people try to upstage her or make her look foolish, because that's exactly what that made her look like to me. It made her look foolish. She did go and leave some responses to people regarding Chrisean's show. As you can see right here, I got it. It says, so why she getting her own show on Zeus, not just doing the sit down. They meant sit down, not seat down. But she says, ha 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 ha. Yeah, let's wait and see. Where's the show? So I don't know if that's, a dig at her, a dig she's taking at Chrisean, or if that is something that is no longer on the table, which would be very interesting to find out that it's no longer on the table. But I'll get into why I think all of that may have come into play. Now, listening to these whole conversations that we're having with about, I'm definitely going to be editing this video later. Listening to all of the conversations that people are having and reading comments about what people think and feel about the situation between the sisters and the family secrets coming out has the internet torn a lot, to where people are actually feuding online as to who they believe, what they don't believe. People are actually kung fu fighting out here in these streets, okay? And I think that this topic is a topic that has been overlooked. This is a conversation that is not being had. That now that this situation has happened in such a viral way, it's my hope that it opens up doors for those family secrets to no longer be a secret. Because people who are survivors, victims, overcomers of SA, M words, and they basically, if they don't get a safe space for them to heal, they basically end up living with that hurt and trauma. And that's a hurting feeling, and it's an isolating feeling. And a lot of times people question why people don't talk about it sooner, or why they don't wait, why they don't tell somebody, why do they wait? Because there's an embarrassment and a shame that comes with it. There's so much that comes with being a survivor of this, right? So I think that we need to start creating more safe spaces for people to be able to come out and tell their truths, tell their stories, tell what has happened to them. Because in the climate that we're in right now, why is this not showing me the comments? Like, the comments have stopped. I'm not seeing comments. Let me fix that for myself. All right. I can see some of your comments now. I'm just not able to put them up on the screen. Hold on, guys. Okay. Can y'all hear me all right? I see the comments now. I had to kind of like refresh a bit. All right. So, all right. Until we start making it a safe space for people to come out and talk about things that have happened to them, a lot more victims are suffering in silence. Okay. And that's something that we have to stop. We also have to look at what we're doing here. What ends up happening when you have situations where people have come out and they've spoken their truths, they've outed the abuse, they've outed the trauma that has happened to them, what happens is a thing called re-victimization. And right now, that's what's happening. It's a re-victimization that's happening not just for Chrisean, but it's happening for the whole family. The whole family is being re-victimized, re-traumatized. So we talked about last night how, Chastity was sitting there quiet the whole time. And as I was watching it again today, I'm looking now hear me when I say this. I'm looking at her. She's a shell of what we've seen her be online. Could it be because she's being bullied? Absolutely. Or because she's scared of her sister, her older sister? Could it be because she's uncomfortable being in the middle of this situation? It could have been at that time. But what about her being re-traumatized? Because see, here's what's happening. Chrisean has come out and used her platform to speak out against what's happened to her. In the midst of doing that, it has shined a spotlight on her siblings. And it's shined a spotlight on all the M wording and SA that has happened within that family. You understand? So it's like, on the one hand, you got Chrisean, who has been allegedly victimized, and I have to say allegedly for the platform, guys, so don't come for me, who's been allegedly victimized, okay, by someone who was allegedly victimized. So now you're sitting in the room with 3 women who have all been victimized. But there are allegations against 2 of the 3 women that they've been an assaulter. This is a whole mess. It's a whole lot to unpack. But when we start taking the spotlight off of the acts that happened, like when we start saying things like, Chrisean came out, she said what she said, oh, but they were kids. Oh, but they were just kids. Oh, but they just. That gives a safe space for a person who has allegedly abused someone to hide right out in public. It doesn't hold them accountable. Is that making sense to y'all? Yeah, I'm looking at, I can see the comments on my phone, but it's like for whatever reason on this device I'm using here, the comments stop after a while. So I have to look in both places. Now, what's interesting about all of this is while everyone is going back and forth as to whether or not they believe Chrisean or whether or not they believe that, Tesehki is telling the truth, there's another victim in all of this. And his name is Tristan. Tristan has come out and made allegations. He was the first one to come out and say something. So it's like when we start pulling at the threads of family secrets, do you see how it starts to unravel? But they're not the only family that holds generational abuse in it. There are families where you have female cousins that were essayed by one male cousin for a portion of their lives. So this is not really uncommon. But I don't like the way that this was done on Zeus. I'm not going to lie to you. I've said this from the beginning. I don't feel like Zeus was the platform for all of this to go down on. I don't feel like Zeus was the safe space for this to happen in, because nothing about Zeus says healing. Nothing about Zeus says growth and elevation. Now, when they had that show, what was the name of the damn show? I be saying it all the damn time. The Conversation. When they had the conversation on there, that was supposed to be a space for people to talk out their differences and work it out. But as we saw when it got down to after Princess and Ray J did their episode, it became people trying to fight one another. So it went to the left. But this platform is all about drama. It's all about ratings. There was no good intentions, and I'm going to show y'all how there was no good intentions in a moment. So let's get to the sit down. So the climate of the internet, we already know it's divided with one side on Chrisean's side, the other side on Tesehki's side. I'm muffled. Do I sound better now? Hold on. How about now? Good? Okay. Where was I? Okay, so now the climate of the internet is divided between Tesehki and Chrisean. And everyone wants to bring up that Tesehki was a victim. She's a victim as well. Y'all shouldn't be just trying to hold her accountable for this because she was also, this was done to her. And yeah, we know that this was done to her, but let me bring this up to you. So when R. Kelly, and yes, I'm gonna go there. When R. Kelly was brought up and brought before the federal grand jury, when he was brought into court, when he was being tried in the court of public opinion, did anybody want to hear that he was a victim of SA as well? Did anybody care that his cousin and a neighbor man did that to him? It's a question. Nobody was taking that into consideration. Everybody wanted him to just go to jail. So now, when it's Tesehki, all of a sudden, she was a victim too. She was a victim too. So how are we being so selective? Why is that grace? Why is that courtesy being granted to her and it wasn't granted to another person? I'm sincerely, genuinely, and truly asking this question because I want to kind of understand us as a people. Because is it because he was a man? Is it because of the fact that what he did, he had multiple victims and it went on all over? Is that the difference? Because if we're not gonna acknowledge it on one hand, then we can't sit back and acknowledge it on the other hand. Because here's the thing, men get essayed as well. Men get M-worded as well when they're growing up. A lot of men carry those secrets to their grave. So now his story came out, but nobody wanted to dive deep and take a look at that. Like, wow, this happened to him, and this was taught to him, and look at how he turned out to be. It's the same thing. This thing was done to her, and it was allegedly done to her. And then she allegedly did it to somebody else. But we're supposed to focus on just one portion. Everyone is a victim in this situation, but not everybody became a predator, allegedly. So that ties into what I'm saying about making it a safe space. Now, when it gets down to getting up there on Zeus, Natalie, Miss Nunn, she didn't have no pure intentions. But I think Natalie talks too much sometimes. And she may have been dropping a breadcrumb into some of the intentions that Zeus had. Now, I know 4 days ago, I did a video and I asked, was this sit down all a setup and a plot for Tifa to get her lick back? Because remember, when the incident happened on the Sprinter, less than 24 hours later, they had Marsh and Jay lined up, ready to do ready to run phase. Listen to what Natalie said. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me turn this up for y'all so y'all can hear what she said.
Hasn't seen her sister Tesehki for a long time, since Baddies East, when all the drama happened out on the field. You know, Chrisean was pregnant at the time. She's not pregnant anymore. So she's gonna have to see her sister. They should have a conversation though, for sure.
So she's gonna have to see her sister. They should have a conversation though, for sure. What do you mean by she's gonna have to see her sister? Because seeing somebody has multiple different meanings. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm from New York, and when you tell somebody you're going to have to see me, that means you're going to have to fight me. And I don't trust Natalie's intentions. When it came down to Tesehki, she did not look comfortable. It did look like this information was sprung on her. And I know people are like, oh no, she knew ahead of time, this, and that. But if you look at her face in this clip, she don't look like she knew. Ready to run face. In this clip. Hold on, I gotta turn this down. That don't look like she knew ahead of time. That looked like she was sideswiped by this. It also gives it gives a lot of hate. There's no getting around that. There's no other way to put that. Because that right there shows a lot of hurt, animosity, whatever you want to call it, it's that. But she actually looks like she's ready to jump up across the plane and jump on Natalie and beat Natalie. She also said something. She said there's nothing that I could do. I'm paraphrasing, but she said there's basically nothing that she could do anyway because they're already on the jet. It ain't like she could tell them to turn the jet around. So yeah, you ambushed her. I'm sorry. I just do not go along with the narrative that she knew prior to. Because this don't give me she knew prior to. This gives me it was sprung on me. Natalie definitely looked like she was scared. And everybody on the plane was looking like, oh, because they're like, what we going to Oklahoma for? So now once they get to Oklahoma, she's sitting down on the couch and she talking to Biggie and Anna. And Biggie and Anna are upset that they can't go to the sit down. Here's what I didn't like about hearing that. So they couldn't go to the sit down. I see. They couldn't go to the sit down. But Rolly and Jayla and Scotty and Natalie could go to the sit down, right? Tay could go to the sit down, right? But they couldn't go to the sit down. Now, it's being said that Chrisean requested that they don't come. My thing with all of that, whether Chrisean requested they don't come or not, nobody should have been there. Not even a Natalie Nunn should have been there. Natalie should not even have been in that scene. And let me tell you something else that I noticed as I was watching this. And I did not get a screenshot of it. But when they were all... Why is this so loud? But when they were all sitting at the table and they went in, Chrisean made mention of how everybody was seated, right? Did you notice that Chrisean was sat on the outside? And did you notice that they played with her? She was not sitting with the rest of the baddies, which I feel like she has a right to sit with the rest of the baddies because Chrisean was a baddie before half of them that was sitting on the other side. Not even half of them, more than half of them. No, it was half of them because it was Jayla, Rolly, Scotty, and Natalie. So besides Natalie, no, they were all day oneers. Okay, I had to really think about what I was about to say before I thought about, so I had to kind of like correct myself. But they were day oneers who were all on Baddie South. Baddie South together with her. So those were her ex-castmates. Now, I'm not worried about the former baddie thing. It's the Tesehki sister. She doesn't need an extra introduction to her name. Tesehki already came in as Chrisean Rock's sister. And that's how everybody will forever and always remember Tesehki as Chrisean's sister. Because in order for you to get her moving in the algorithm, you have to put Chrisean's sister. Come on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The nerves are wearing off, y'all. So to me, it was giving, they're playing with her already. They're playing with her already. They sit down, they have a good conversation. Chrisean takes accountability for the way that she behaved on the show. She also told them, y'all saw me at my worst. Y'all saw me when I was in a bad space. I didn't love y'all right. She took accountability for that. And then it came time for the sit down. Now, before Tesehki went in there, Chastity was standing outside. And Chastity was crying. Now, forgive me if I don't click these in order at first, because I can't really see and I didn't have time to label them. But the first thing that Chastity says to Tesehki is, damn it. No. Where the hell is it? See, I can't do this. I gotta have my screen. I just want to apologize. That's the first thing she says, and she's crying. She says, I just want to apologize. Then she says, I don't want to fight. Tifa says, I didn't come here to fight. Chastity then goes on and says she didn't want to be here by herself. And then Tifa says, I'm always by myself. Especially now. Why is that the first thing that she's saying out her mouth? Is that she don't want to fight? Why is fighting even coming up? Why is that even a thought? Why is it she don't want to be here by herself? What is going on here? What was said? What was done? Did Chrisean have a feeling? Did she know that there was a possibility that they could be setting her up? Because I want y'all to remember this. No, I'm not even going to say nothing yet. I'm going to wait till we get to it. I'm going to keep walking y'all into it. So they have their little conversation. And then Chastity says, I don't care if I came with Chrisean. I won't let her do something to you or nobody else. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Why are these the words and the conversation that's being had? Here, let me get it for y'all. So y'all can hear it. Now that you know what was said, now you know what to listen for. Because this should not have been a conversation when we're going to a sit down. And it's supposed to be us having a conversation. That shouldn't be the conversation that's being had, in my opinion. Henny Glasses in the chat, if y'all agree that that should not have been the conversation. Okay, here we go.
You still married? I'm married. Hanging out with too many of you. I really do, bitch. It was the opposite. So,
all right, here we go.
In my plans to go see Chrisean, but we're in the street. She's coming with so much peace. You know, last time it was the opposite. So we're gonna see.
Let me stop the audio right there. She said the last time it wasn't that. No, sweetheart. the second time that we seen you on camera, and the third time that we seen you on camera, you had so much hostility on you. You was jumping in her face, screaming and hollering at her, mad at her because Blueface knocked your father on his behind after your father snuck him, was standing in his face talking to him, and then just hauled off on him. You thought Blue was going to stay hit? Man, listen. So you was mad about that, and you jumping in her face. What does she have to do with that? Oh, because she was standing in front of him and she swung too? There's 10 of y'all against one man. But anyway, let's continue. She apologizes.
I didn't come here to fight. I didn't want to be here by myself. I didn't come here to fight. I'm always by myself, especially now. So I'm just here by myself.
Let me bring that back for y'all.
I didn't come here to fight. I didn't want to be here by myself. I didn't come here to fight. I'm always by myself, especially now. So I'm just, I don't know, so you used to know me by now. I've always been an extra strong one. I'm just tired.
So now y'all hear it for yourself. No, you're not supposed to see, T. I can't show it to y'all. I'm at work. So you can't see. That part was very troubling to me, okay? Then we move on and we get inside, and Natalie is there, and she's doing a little introduction to them for them to have the sit down. And Tifa, Chrisean reaches her hand out to hug her, and that's how she looked at her, okay? They end up hugging, and we think that there's a possibility that maybe this conversation can go good, but based off of everything that we were seeing on the internet leading up to this, yeah, no. As they're sitting down and they start having this conversation, it's very clear that Chrisean...
That's it.
Oh, my bad.
I'm here. Y'all in Tulsa. You want to sit right here and have a conversation? I'm here. Y'all in Tulsa. Hello.
I'm trying to get to the part, y'all. Hold on. Because I had some things that are clipped up, so I don't even need this no more. I could just go to my damn clips now. All right, so she keeps forcing and pressing the issue that she wants Tifa to just come out and, Sean to come out and just say her truth. Tell them to talk about it, this, that, and the third. Chrisean did not want to talk about this. And a lot of people are crucifying her for not wanting to speak on it. But why are we not taking into consideration the fact that speaking on it is re-traumatization again? Okay? She's never really come out and she's never really talked about this in detail. When she did come out and talk, what did she say? She said Latifah was a fast individual. Ask her about playing house. Now, I've never heard Chrisean bring up Mead Village, but Terrain asked about Mead Village. Tifa saying she never heard about this before a day in her life. How could you not have? How could you not have? Because wherever Mead Village is a house of horrors. Matter of fact, let's listen to some of this and give a little commentary and review to it, because I don't even want to go through my clips. I just want to play the parts and talk about it.
You know what you were on, and I'm like,
so with Natalie going, the conversation begins.
So I was literally going. I just want to know, like, I'm okay.
Are you okay? No, I'm not. I'm okay. I'm good in life, but the stuff that I deal with, the backlash I deal with behind the stuff that y'all did to me and said about me that's not cool.
So right there, the backlash that she receives for the stuff that they've said and done is not cool. Okay, but there's backlash that's received on both ends. Here's the thing. If we're gonna come to a table and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna hash things out, there can't be one victim here. There can't be one in this conversation. You've got to take accountability for the things that you did. Tifa had no business jumping in that girl's face while she was pregnant the way that she was, to the point where people had to intervene. Does everybody forget that Saya said wasn't nothing going down or around Chrisean's belly? Does everybody forget that Smiley was standing in between the two of them? Or Fly Tatted Sky was standing in between the two of them to keep them from fighting? Does everybody forget that Tifa made a threat and said, I know how to hit you without hurting the baby? Does everybody forget that? So while we're sitting here talking about the sprinter, did everybody also forget the part where she said, tell that weak to protect you? Call that weak to come protect you. You told her to go get somebody to come protect her. So now when y'all are back on the sprinter, where the GoPros mysteriously have disappeared to, we back on the sprinter, which we're going to talk about this sprinter in a minute too. What's going on in the sprinter? Because the stories we're hearing, you were in her face, you were doing all of this stuff, you were being aggressive towards her. She's pregnant. I don't understand why it's so hard for people to believe that Tifa could be aggressive with Chrisean when we were watching it. And you want to know why she got aggressive with Chrisean and started calling her names? Because Chrisean called her out. We all watched her get busted lying in 4K talking about she ain't say no AJ and Tay Tay. When we all heard her say, hey, she said, AJ, Tay Tay, where the gang at? She didn't say no, hey, where's Tay Tay? And after that, that's when she started picking with Chrisean, calling her all kinds of names and talking about she was getting on my nerves and this, that, and the third, because she got busted. That's why. So let's talk about it. Why are we acting like whatever happened on that sprinter was not a reaction to what was already happening? Then for her to say, I gave you my set. Girl, Chrisean was on baddies before you. You think they was going to bring Chrisean to the club and she wasn't going to perform? What are we talking about here? Let's continue.
I get when you're mad, you say stuff, but you're not just anybody. You say stuff too. Yeah, but I never would call you no child molester or no rapist or that nobody on no real shit. I would never call you that. And I know it's not true. I would never call you that. I don't care how mad I get at you. So you want to talk about that or what? I want to talk about that. I want to talk about you gave me jump. And then I want to talk about after that, you doing that, putting the icing on it. And I'm just like, okay, what? Could the jumping didn't work? So let's make up some shit. Let's make her look like a whole monster.
Now let's talk about that too for a second, because people see, I didn't want to jump straight into this part, but I'm going to say it and then I'm going to play it later when we get to it. People are running with this narrative that Chrisean said this because Tesehki has gotten into the spotlight and Tesehki is taking off. So therefore, she's trying to dim Tesehki's light. Chrisean did not say this because Tesehki was on the rise and had gotten on baddies. People tend to forget that there were threats made against her. And I don't know if it was made against the baby because I can't really remember, but I remember that it was said that Mookie gave a green light on Chrisean. Now, I asked Chastity about that. Chastity said it's not true. That Mookie said he never gave a green light, that people were just saying that. But it was said to dress up like a nurse and go in the hospital and do harm to Chrisean while she's in the hospital with baby Chrisean, and he's healing from having surgery at 1 month old. Chrisean jumped on live and put you on blast because of that. I think everybody forgot that that happened. But don't worry, there's a video coming on Straight Henny Media soon. Let's wake this thing up. So after they said all of that, Chrisean jumps on. She goes to her story post, and she's like, I'm in here sleeping, and I wake up to all of this mess. They still talking about me. And what really did it for Chrisean was Tifa's live. I'm going to just play it and get it over with so that we can keep going with the conversation. What did it for her was Tifa's live. This right here. Let's listen.
Let's say if I would answer a call on Monday when she kept calling my phone. You keep calling my phone, texting me, bro. I'm not answering you. Let's say if I would have answered and I would have accepted her apology. Do y'all know my conscience would have been tore up? Y'all know I would have been like, because one thing about it, if I forgive you, I'm back like this with you. I'm back cool with you. I forgave you. I never hold shit over here. I forgive you. So if I forgave, and that means we would have been back like this, like far as around each other. I would have literally been paranoid, like, yo, if we had any type of word, misunderstanding, I got word with her calling my goons. Matter of fact, let me call my goons. Then maybe Sean always stays in the house. She loves to hear. Everybody loves to hear. Biggie's here. The big legend Biggie is here. What are you talking about? It's a loving place. I'm a loving person. So I can, I ride with Bieber here, go to the gas station, grab some blunts. I'm going to have to think about, oh my God, Sean is at the house with my children. My fucking trust is fucked up. So why would I do that to myself? Why are you all so forcing, like, y'all need to settle. Y'all still sisters. Have you ever got jumped by your sisters and her friends on your sprinter?
Now, that is why Chrisean said what she said. That right there. Because you talking like she would have hurt your kids. You talking like Chrisean would have beat your kids up because you weren't there or something. So Chrisean told her, you want to get on this internet and lie on me, I'll tell some truths on you. You don't want me to start telling the truth. That live and all those story posts came before Chrisean said what she said at that hospital about Tifa playing house. Okay? That's how that went. I hate that this is so loud. Sorry, y'all. I don't know who turned the volume up to Supermax over here, but it's pissing me off, just so y'all know. Anywho. So, that's the way that cookie crumbled, all right? Because we're not going to forget over here. So they could quit with that narrative. And as far as it being her sprinter, let me ask you this. I've rented a sprinter before. And anyone else who has rented a sprinter, y'all can attest to this. Rented sprinters don't come with GoPros. Y'all was not riding in your private sprinter that you bought for yourself going to the club. So why would Chrisean, if you did decide to get you a private sprinter, why would Chrisean be on your sprinter with her friends? Because she thought it was a Zeus sprinter. And I still think it was a Zeus sprinter. Because the GoPros were fixated in there. Things that make you go, The pregnant pause was done on purpose. Let's continue.
Not true. What's your truth? Are we sitting down and actually getting it straight? Yes. We don't even have to talk about what was said, because I can talk about what was said. But why would we do that? Why would we backtrack? It's not backtrack. It's just nothing I'm going through. This is my life. I'm going through a lot too. I see dumb stuff too. But the only thing I'm saying is off everything that I'm saying is off of retaliation. Sean, when have I ever been about you? You've always been with me. What are you talking about? Please help me out. I'm confused. You're not confused. It's just a narrative right now you're doing. I would rather just speak to Latifah and not to Tesehki.
So basically, she's like, why are we going to bring that back up? Which tells me that she did not want to talk about it. She didn't want to put it back out there. So for everybody that's getting on her about, oh, she did this on purpose because she just wanted to, thank you for the Cash App. She just wanted to put this out there because she want clout and she want people and da, 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 da. She wasn't trying to talk about this, bro. She wasn't trying to hash out old things. She just wanted to have a conversation with her sister on how they can move forward from here.
What are you talking? What narrative? I came as Chrisean, your little sister. I didn't come as... I came as Latifah. I always come as Latifah. Okay. Tesehki is my name too. That's my middle name. I know, but you got this chip on your shoulder. What chip? I don't know. My only chip is I feel like I deserve an apology. If you feel like you deserve...
What chip? The chip that she has on her shoulder is the fact that they all feel that Chrisean jumped in her lane. They feel like Chrisean copied Tifa. Let me see if I have that clip in this phone for y'all. Let me see if I got that clip for y'all too, because it's an oldie but goodie. And trust me, Henny been quiet because Henny been digging. Nope, it's not on this. It's not on this device. It's on this device, and I can't put it up on the screen because it's too long. Yeah, it's on this device. Anyway, that's okay because there's a video coming. Straight Henny Media. If you ain't following, follow the page. Make sure you click the notification bell and select all so you know when the videos go out. Anyway, Tifa has said herself after the Crazy in Love, she got on a live and she said, MF is doing music because of me. Let's talk about it. That's what she said. She said people are doing music because of me. Then you got Tay Tay and them talking about Chrisean's doing music because Tifa doing music. Now that I just posted today on Hennessy Reviews, and I'm going to go right to it, and I'm going to play it for y'all because it speaks volumes.
Like that's just what it is. She always been that, my nigga. She's always been athletic. Sean had a lane. She went to Cali. She had her own lane. You never did music a day in your life. Oh, you watched her. I forgot that bitch. Your sister. You watched her, bitch. You watched us work hard in the studios day in and day out. What is you talking about? You got over to Cali. You jumped in her lane. Y'all both had a clear lane that y'all both would have been successful in. Period. Sean would have took off and she would have went over there doing that football shit like how she's supposed to. Period.
If she went over there and did that football stuff like she was supposed to. Here's the thing. Blueface got Chrisean started with music. Chrisean said she didn't have an interest in music. Blueface got her started in music. So it's not like she said, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to step on my sister and I'm going to crap all over her and I'm going to take and jump in her lane so that I can steal from her. Because that's the chip that she's talking about that's on Tifa's shoulder. But why couldn't Chrisean, where is it written that only one person in a family is allowed to do something? Why is it that even in the family, it has to come off as a competition? Why couldn't the both of y'all be doing the same thing? I think if she would have been more receptive to the fact that Chrisean was doing music, I think it would have worked out to where the two of them could have done music together. They were supposed to be doing that video together, and look at what happened. There is no such thing as one person per lane. If that was the case, we would only have one R&B singer, female, one male R&B singer, one rapper. If it could only be one person. Why can't people be multi-talented? Why does only one person get to be multi-talented? I'll tell you why. Because it's the baby sister. It's the baby sister that, quote unquote, jumped in my lane and went up. Shot up. Is still up. To a level that she's still reaching. She's still climbing to get to. Because I ain't no hater. So I'm not going to say that she hasn't gone up. But who brought you to this next level? Who opened the door for this next level? Zeus wasn't looking for Tesehki. Zeus wouldn't have even known who you were. We wouldn't even know who you were if Chrisean didn't open that door. But she talks about that later on.
I told you what I feel like I have to apologize. You can tell me, hey, we don't have to apologize for what we said. We can just move forward. Yeah, it's no. How can you just? Chastity just literally had a full conversation with me outside, and literally I didn't even get to say all the rest of the things. She already was just apologizing, and I told her, you don't even have to apologize, but she didn't do that. Did you? You was texting me like that? That's crazy. And you say you couldn't work this? I'm texting you like that. So which one is it? See, that's what I'm saying. How we gonna move on, y'all? And I don't know why y'all want me to be this strong and just like, she can deal with that. She good. We can move on. That's crazy. And you can sit up here and say you love me. I'm not saying you don't, but do you like me? Cause you know.
It's this I'm the only victim here type of thing that's not doing it for me. Sorry, y'all. I have to go out so that I can start seeing comments because the comments are not coming in as they should. Right. Why are you asking? Because, I mean, I know it's possible to love somebody and not like them, but what are we talking about here? What are we really talking about here? And I know people are going to be, oh, you just saying all of this because you're on Chrisean's side. Let me tell you something. When it comes down to this situation right here, I'm an outsider observing. If you're not coming to the table ready to take accountability for things, ready to own your side of what went wrong, then why should I own my side? Why should I give you an apology when you're not even acknowledging that you did anything yourself? Let's continue.
It's wrong, because what do you mean? I didn't have to introduce you to Zeus Network. What do you mean? You didn't introduce me to Zeus. I'm just saying, I didn't have to do none of this. You introduced me to Zeus. I'm just saying, I didn't have to do none of this. I didn't have to do none of this. If I didn't like you, I didn't have to do none of this. What do you? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What did you do? What do you mean? Humiliate me. What did you do? What do you mean humiliate?
Do you hear this? What did you do other than humiliate me? Girl, you are sitting in the seat that you are sitting in front of the cameras that you are sitting in front of, getting the checks that you are getting because she brought you in. What are you talking about? Like, what are we talking about here? That doesn't make sense to me.
On my own. What are you talking about? I stood out to the boss man.
She did that on her own. She stood out to the boss man. You stood out to the boss man after you were on Crazy in Love. You stood out to the boss man Because you were the loudest one there, the most ratchet one there. You fit the baddie's narrative. He didn't reach out to you and say, hey, I got this great idea to give you your own show. You got on Zeus after being on your baby sister's show. Own it. Why does it matter that it's the younger sister that opened the door? It's giving, I'm never going to give you no props because this is my lane and I should have been here in the first place. That's what it's giving. But you would have never been on there. I don't even know who did what, said what. All I know is don't be coming over here on no timing because the snipers, they definitely are loose tonight.
What are you saying? Well, I'm not, like, what do you want me to give? Like, tell me. What do you mean? Because you're talking so much, and it's like one thing at a time, please.
Now, before people start popping it and saying some weird stuff down in the comments or whatever, Latifah is all over the place. She's talking about everything instead of one thing. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about what happened the night of the incident on the Sprinter. Let's talk about that. And then have an open conversation where you could explain why you were on that type of timing with her, and she can explain why that type of timing came from her. But you can't even acknowledge that you were doing something wrong on the Sprinter. So the Sprinter conversation is X'd out. Am I making sense? Henny glasses in the chat if I'm making sense. And then you didn't get the answer you wanted. You didn't get what you wanted from out of the Sprinter conversation. So you're just jumping around the conversation.
You already race. I said what my issue is. And it's that you can choose what you want to stop. I can say all my issues, but that's moving backwards. We're not getting nowhere there. This conversation is backwards. It's not pointless. It's up to you. Everything's good. I met my niece. We're cool. You said you ain't say, even if you did say, you apologize for it. Just make this pointless. I don't know what you want from me.
You notice how that little jab was thrown out there? I met my niece. You ain't meet your nephew. Now, what happened to, didn't AJ say that she was letting her hold the baby? I didn't see Chrisean give that baby over to nobody. You got to see your niece and you got to see your nephew that's sitting right in front of your face. You may not have gotten to hold him, but you got to meet him. He's sleeping, but you see him in real life. But that was a jab to make Chrisean feel away. That was a jab.
I don't want anything from you. So what are we here for? What are you doing? It's like you're just still upset. For real. I can be upset. I can say a lot of things. I can get out of character. I can jot down points. I can say all that. I can do all that. We can go ham right now. Point for the shit that y'all through. This is this mind game you want to play. I don't want to play it. I'm thirsty.
I can go ham for the stuff that y'all put me through. But do you hear what Sean is saying? There's a lot of things that I could say. There's a lot that I could put out there, but for what? And that, to me, makes all the sense in the world. It may not make a lot of sense to other people, but it makes sense to me. Because we could go out here and we can mudsling and call each other names and put each other's dirt out here on the table. But then what? Then what? Then what? What happens after that? If the point of the conversation is for us to talk and move on however we're going to move on, what is the point of all of that? And I think because Chrisean is not responding the way that Chrisean has been known to respond in the past, it's irritating. She can't be baited right now into coming out of character.
I need some water. I'm ready to be done. Because what are we doing? I'm not beefing with you. I don't have no beef with you. But we will never be how we used to be. You showed me what you did to me is like, I don't fuck with her. I never showed you I envied you. I loved you. What are you talking about? What do you mean, Latifah? I'm not over here accusing you. Are we gonna move forward or are we gonna talk about the past? What are you talking about? We can talk about the past, but it's like, why would I put it out there? You trying to make me say, oh, I lied about being no. What do you mean? You need to apologize. I'm not apologizing for what I said because it was true. What was true? You need to take accountability. Say it. What do you mean? I'm trying to village. You wanted to play house. With who? All right. With who? Please say it. Say the story. All right. Can you please say the story so we all can hear it? Please, it's no. All right, no, we need to get. We already said the story. It's weird because black families, we do this all the time. Black families, shit happened. We don't want to speak about it and then act like it didn't never happen.
This is true. This is very much true. In black families, we do this all the time. All the time. This is putting a spotlight on a major issue that we have. And even though this happens in all communities, it's not as mum the word as far as I know as it is in our community. I can't speak for other communities because I'm not a part of those communities. So I don't know how things play out. I can only speak from my experience as a melanated woman, what the experience has been about things happening. It's like, okay, it happened. Shh, don't repeat it again. Don't say nothing. We're going to move on like it didn't happen. We're just going to avoid that person. Not, oh, this happened. No, we need to talk about this. We need to get this person help. It's never that. So this is putting a spotlight on something that needs to be fixed. And the toxicity that's going on this internet, it's showing how far we've come as a society or how far we've fallen.
It's time to speak, baby girl. What do you mean, Latifah? Nobody blaming you. Like, no, nobody's blaming. All right. I want you to. I'm trying to keep my composure. We're not about to talk about it. You understand what I'm saying? Because why do we have to talk about it? We can talk about new things. We can talk about. It's new to talk about. What do you mean? You have a career. I have a career. How are you? Do you want to grow? I'm great. Okay. Do you want to shake it off? That's it. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to shake nothing off. Okay. Accountability. I've always. You told me on your show. I'm delivered. You hurting me. I literally said in your face, Chrisean, before you push me, I said, Chrisean, I am sorry. If whatever I'm doing, even I was drunk, but I still need to apologize because you told me that I hurt you. That's called taking accountability. I don't think you understand that right now. And until you understand it, that's when we can move forward.
Now, let me ask you something. If somebody is taking accountability, but ooh, that was quick because I seen that comment and it just disappeared. Y'all are not playing tonight. Because I'm looking in the YouTube, so I can see, and I see them comments just go whoop, whoop. If you're going to downplay, I'm telling you, you're hurting me and you downplayed and you apologize to me, but you're downplaying it, then that means that you didn't acknowledge how I feel in the first place for you to be able to really resonate with the fact that this deserves an apology. So that was an apology for TV. That wasn't an apology taking accountability because you're downplaying it, talking about it was a stupid reason or whatever. So she should tell you it's a stupid reason for you to be mad. See, I'm highlighting this right here because it makes what Chrisean is saying is making a lot of sense. Whether people want to acknowledge that or not, it's making a lot of sense. But I can also tell in the spots where it's like, okay, well, why don't you want to talk about it? Can you not understand that right now you want her to go into detail with what happened? You're pushing her against the wall because you don't expect her to come out and say exactly what happened. You know your baby sister. I know my siblings. I know how to push their buttons and get them to do certain things. That's what she's doing right now by trying to push her into a situation to open her mouth and say something. That is not a comfortable thing to sit up and talk about on camera, purposefully on camera in a room full of people. When she first made the allegation, all she said was play house. That's all she said was play house. She never said exactly what happened. She's talking about the Crazy in Love 2 in the kitchen when the two of them had the altercation. That's what she's talking about, where Chrisean pushed her and all of that. That's what she's talking about. So now you're pressing an uneasy conversation so you could have this dialogue right here. Like, look, she couldn't even say it because she's lying. She wasn't expecting her to come out of mouth and say it, but you kept pushing and acting like it was nothing and downplaying everything and making it seem like you're the only one in here that has something done to them. No. If I'm going to be keep it all the way true, both sisters owe each other an apology. But both sisters need a therapist to sit down in the middle of them to help them work out whatever's going on outside of what we know. Because what we know is that Tifa has been hostile. Tifa has bullied Chrisean. And that King Terrain even called it bullying. And now you have this on the table. What else is there? They need to unpack what's going on. All of them.
I don't even know what the forward is. You got me jumped, bro. I would never get you jumped. I don't know what to say. Nobody got you jumped. Yes, you did. You bumped up and took what? Hold on. If you like, I beat the shit out of you right now. You took the GoPros. You took the GoPros, right? You took the GoPros out the. Yes, you did. So where the footage at? Where the footage at? Where the footage at? They have the GoPros. Where the footage at? Why would I be here? Where the footage at? Where the footage at? You bumping into me and somebody had to step in the way because I'm pregnant.
Now, she says she gave them the GoPros. So you know what that's telling me? Because she's talking about she didn't take the GoPros. Remember, hold on, let's unpack this. Remember, she said she never took the GoPros. She never had the GoPros. She didn't take the GoPros. She just said, I gave the GoPros to them. You know why she had no choice but to come out and admit that she took them GoPros? Because a homegirl had already said that they took the GoPros. But remember? Hold on. I think I still got the video on the phone. Hold on. Make me see. I hope it's in this phone and not my other one. It's in my other one. Damn it, Penny. What the hell? All right, I can get it though. Hold on one second. Let me go on over here and let me do a little flam, wibbity whoop whoop. Little wibbity whoop whoop. And a womp, because I got it. Hold on. I'm coming. Yeah, hold on. Because we're going to do a little wibbity whoop whoop. Because we're not going to deal with all of this tomfoolery and flammery that they talking about when they talking about what they talking about. Hold on.
I don't know what she was talking.
Hold on.
I block nobody because guess what? Yes, you see the teeth, they're there. Let's be clear. On my line, clocking me.
Hold on.
Shut the fuck up and say wasn't nobody there because guess what? We got their camera.
Your friends talk too much. Your friends talk way entirely too much. So all of that narrative about we never took the GoPros is lies. Lies and deceit. Lies and deceit. Because you took them GoPros. You took them. And you just said you gave them to them. They have them. So you gave them back to Zeus. So that means Zeus got them. Zeus ain't dropping the footage because Zeus could be held liable for whatever the hell was going on that goddamn sprinter.
stuff. I'm not a liar. That's why I didn't want to talk. No, you are. You're saying I'm a liar. I'm not accusing you. I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm letting you say your truth, and that's it. It's not. I can't. Let me say my truth, bro.
And at that point, she got up and left. Tifa did.
What else am I supposed to do? Like shake hands? What? I'm not beefing with her. It's like nobody ever cares because I am so strong. Whatever you.
No, it's not that nobody ever cares, but Tifa, take accountability. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This is just the first of many, because tomorrow I'm going to show y'all how this is a pattern of how Chrisean gets treated within the family. Nobody ever takes what she's saying into account. They always brush what she has going on or what she's saying is bothering her off. This is not the first time. It's just highlighted because it's a one-on-one conversation that's being had about something that everybody is paying attention to. But this is not the first time that her feelings have been brushed off and pushed off to the side. Here's my thing. I hear what Tifa is saying. I hear you. You are traumatized by the fact that your sister got you jumped. I would probably be traumatized at the fact that if my brothers got me jumped, if I had sisters and they got me jumped, I would be traumatized by that too. But let's talk about it. And that's allegedly because she said, and I quote, Marsh, I was standing on the seat and Marsh said, get down from there, Tifa. And I just whop, 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 slammed her down on the ground at the foot of the floor of the sprinter. Whop, 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 whop. And then Jay jumped in. So at the end of the day, what led to that? Can we get to that? What led to the fight? Can we get to that? Because you should have gotten your justice back when you went and got in the field with Marsh and Jay. Now, you didn't get your lick back on Jay because Mariah Lynn jumped in there. So you ain't get your lick back on Jay. But you got your lick back on Marsh. You and Marsh went one-on-one head up. But on what happened prior to, because not one time did I hear her say, yeah, you're right, I did say that. And I said it because why would I want to have a conversation with anybody who's not owning their ish? We talk about accountability so much. Why is nobody hollering, Tifa, take accountability? Because she wasn't taking accountability in this conversation at all. She was just victim blaming and shaming and doing all of that. And as the conversation goes on and she can't rile Chrisean up, she starts name calling. Like, come on, bro.
What's the issue? You keep saying I'm a liar. I'm not lying. Nobody lied. Nobody lied. I know what happened when I was 7 and we was in the village. Like, and this is too much. This is too much. The baby's here. This is a lot. Baby go wherever I go, man. Yeah, but this is a lie. It's not a lie. We're sitting and talking at it. That's crazy. How are you going to justify what you did to me? So, what I did to you, bro? What are you talking about? What do you mean? You jumped me. You was pregnant. You know what happened. You know what happened. No. Smiley was hitting me. Jay was hitting me. I had Marsh under me. She was trying to hit me. Smiley was not hitting you. Smiley is... What are you talking about? Smiley was pulling my hair. But I haven't got jumped or went through anything else. No, nothing like that since... You jumped in my face. They jumped in my face. I still got to work. You jumped in my face? They jumped in my face when I got on my sprinter. What are you talking about? I'm talking about... Okay, I'm a liar. You're a liar. When I got on my sprinter, just like Camila said, how professional. Tesehki was jolly when she got on there. Because I thought we was already done. I gave you my set at that show. I literally was like, hey, you can come up, those bitches was throwing eggs at you. And I wanted to show them, hey, you're not going to disrespect my sister. Even if we were just arguing on the sprinter. One side said, hey, yes, it is. I don't know why you don't remember. I'm going to help you. Maybe you impaired, but I'm going to help you remember. You know, I remember when I was 7. You made me eat your pussy. I remember that too. You said what?
Now, what made Chrisean say it was after all of that, you going to say that I was impaired? And she kept saying, I remember when I was 7. I remember Mead Village. I remember. And then you come with this
in peace. I know it's like, I'm gonna ask you to forgive us.
Hold on. Because I want y'all to see this for yourselves. I got to figure out how I'm going to let y'all see this. So you said that she was impaired. That's implying that she was possibly drunk. Like, what are we doing here? What are we saying? Why are we not picking up on this? Why are people running with the fueled by anger, fueled by rage, fueled by hurt ramblings of somebody who couldn't even own the fact that, yeah, I was jumping in my pregnant sister's face. Yeah, I did make threats on my pregnant sister. Why are we not talking about that? All right, so we back to square one. Now I want y'all to see this, so I'm gonna have to show y'all. Okay, so let me turn this sideways. All right, and turn the camera on. Hold on. I'm trying to figure it out, guys. Okay.
You made me eat your pussy. I remember that. You said what? Bro. No, say what she said. She keep playing. No, what did she just say? No, what the? She just say what she just said. Bro. No. You made me eat your pussy. I remember that. You said what?
Why is it that every time I'm trying to show y'all something, here come these damn alerts?
I remember that. You said what? Bro. Say what she said. She keep playing. No, what did she just say? No, what the fuck did she just say? What she just said? No, say what you just said. No, say what you just said again. I don't hear what she said. All right. What are you talking about? Say what you just said. It's like you keep throwing out little weird shit. You're trying to save your things. You're being weird. Like,
hold on.
All right. What are you talking about? Say what you just said. Bro. Say what she said. She keep playing. No, what did she just say? No, what the fuck did she just say? What you just said? No, say what you just said. No, say what you just said. Yeah, no, he's just throwing your attention. What are you talking about? Say what you just said. It's like you keep.
Damn it, I just had it.
I remember when I was 7. You made me eat your pussy. I remember that. You said what? Bro. Say what she said. She keep playing. No, what did she just say? No, what the fuck did she just say? What you just said? No, say what you just said. No, say what you just said again. I don't hear what she said. All right. What are you talking about? Say what you just said. It's like you keep throwing out little weird shit. You're trying to save your things. You're being weird. Like, you're not making sense to me. Are you hearing this? All right, cool. Are you hearing this, bro? Cool. You're fucking weird.
After she said what she said, Chastity moved in immediately to take the baby. Henny Glasses in the chat if you peep that. I kept going back and rewinding because I wanted you to see that. Yes, Chastity was coming to take the baby. I just peeped that. Yes. Right after she says that, blase, blah, 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 she's like, say it again. What did she just say? No, what did you just say? Say that again. And Chastity's coming to take the baby. on, man. What are we talking about here? 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 You want me to run it back again? Hold on. You must not have seen what I just went through to get this up here.
I remember when I was 7. You made me eat your pussy. I remember that too. You said what? No, say what she said. She keep playing. No, what did she just say? No, what the fuck did she just say? Say what you just said. No, say what you just said. No, say what you just said again. I didn't hear what she said. All right. What are you talking about? Say what you just said. It's like you keep throwing out all the weird shit. You're trying to save your face. You're being weird. Like, you're not making sense to me. Are you hearing this? All right, cool. Are you hearing?
But did you also peep her face when she said it? She said, no, I'm not giving my baby to nobody. And what did Tay say? She wouldn't put her baby down. What was she putting her baby down for? For Tesehki to fight her. Didn't I call this out? I called this out 4 days ago. Y'all better go over there to Straight Henny Media, because I called this out on that video I did over there, where I asked, before this reunion even came, I said, was there another plot to the sit down? Man, listen. Okay, let's continue, because we almost done.
You're fucking weird. I want you to sit down and explain. There's no growth. I don't understand how you don't grow from something like that. I wouldn't want to be around somebody like that. And that's it. And if we cannot get through that, I don't know what we're doing. You've been here before. She said something about me village. You made me Slimmy village. I've never heard nothing like this until I became so popular. Oh, let me figure out how can I make these people here. I've never heard of this in my life. Girl, what are you? You need to sit.
Before I became so popular, girl, please stop making it about that. That's downplaying what she just said. No, the screen is not paused, Miss Jackie. It's not paused. There's a screenshot. I forgot what I was saying. Oh. Eva made that video where she said, let me and my friends do to you what you and your friends did to me, and let's see if we can talk about apology. What are we talking about here? She's making this about her being on baddies. She's making this about Zeus. And this ain't about Zeus, baby. This ain't about who's on what level. This ain't about none of that. This is about some serious stuff that's going on between two sisters, two siblings. This ain't no damn play. This ain't no screen time. But that's what it always resorts back to. Oh, she got this from me. I'm the biggest, I'm the best, I'm better. If it wasn't for me, and it's always that narrative. Blueface, if it wasn't for me. Remember on Crazy in Love 2, she said, and I quote, she talks about how he hurts me, but then you turn around and you hurt me just like he does. Come on, man.
Yeah, you're all over the place.
I'm not all over the place.
I'm not going to talk to this fucking hyena. She's all over the place.
Now she's a hyena.
And it's just too much. It's a baby in here. It's too much. Yeah, no, he's just throwing it. This is the last time we're going to talk. Take her on more. Take her to do her test. Do she have to do her big one? What is it?
Take her on Maury. Take her to do a test. Take her to do her big one. Now this is where all of that comes out. Now she's a hyena. Now she needs to sit down because she's all over the place when she's clearly walking and bouncing her son. Are you serious right now?
You know what I mean? I'm not nothing for me to talk about. Like, what the fuck? I'm done. I gotta handle my business the legal way. When did we ever fight? When did we ever fight? Our teeth would have been knocked out. That's crazy.
When have we ever fought? Her teeth would have been knocked out. Come on, bro. How we not picking up? How nobody picking up on that? Man, she always want to hurt Chrisean. In Crazy in Love, she took that chain belt off and whipped it at Chrisean. Come on, bro. Come on. Come on. What is this that we talking about?
Have we ever fought? Not physically. Have we ever fought? He said not physically. What are you talking about? Girls always argue and say, get out my room. We never fought. We had our first fight on TV. I'm not about to do this. And he's trying to say, like, oh, this is nothing. Yes, it is something. You took the camera. Saya said, y'all sisters, stop arguing on camera. I said, you gotta be right. As soon as she stepped off the sprinter, she started getting eggs on her. My sister instinct straight instinct kicked in. When she backed up on the sprinter, she like, Jesus, her instincts kicked in too. But she's like,
Lies and deceit. Lies and deceit. That is not what happened. And I can show you better than I can tell you. That's not what happened. We all know that. That is not what happened. Her sister instincts did not kick in because she left her on that Sprinter van. Hold on. Let me pull the receipt for y'all.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Let me pull the receipt. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Hold on, baby. Hold on.
nobody can her. I'm trying to
Look at this. She's already off the Sprinter bus. She's already off the Sprinter bus. She left Chrisean on the Sprinter. See, I'm gonna have to show y'all in a video. Look at this. Baby, that's Tifa getting off of the Sprinter bus, leaving Chrisean on the Sprinter, and she gets hit in the belly with an egg. Or did we miss that? But your sisterly instincts kicked in for you to protect her. You don't protect somebody by leaving them behind.
Oh my gosh, I'm in Hubbard. So I immediately, who the fuck is throwing eggs? I'm already off whatever we just was going through. I smacked shit out you. So when we went in, I went.
Did you hear what she said? I smacked the shit out of you. Who's she talking to? Who's she talking to? Because listen, you talking about your sisterly instincts kicked in, but then you turn around and you left and you went and hung out with the girls who was throwing the eggs at your sister the very next night. Come on, bro, let's talk about it.
Stage right. I was the one dancing with you to your songs and all that. I have a whole video of someone recording us. We was on stage. They never in a million years. You know the video I'm talking about? When you get off stage and you say, beat the shit out that bitch. And Marge and Jay said, who? You said Tifa. They wasn't recording you on the wish. They was recording us because we was on stage enjoying ourselves. We was on TV together. This was a fan / assistant. She never in a million years thought that was going to be in the video. I have a video of you saying that you was plotting on me, nigga. Sure. You say I was plotting on you. Cool. Now, do you move forward? No, you're weird. Like, I wish you had a baby with you because y'all would do what I'm told to do because this girl is I'm not doing...
I would do what I'm told to do. I would do what I'm told to do. I wish you didn't have the baby with you because then I would do what I was told to do. I'm going to rewind that.
Cool. Now, do you move forward? No, you're weird. Like, I wish you had a baby with you because y'all would do what I'm told to do because this girl is I'm not doing nothing with you. Like, I have obligations. Girl, I don't care. I have probations. You want to play?
Now, Chastity talking about you want to play. I mean, pray. She talking about, do you want to... I'm about to curse somebody out. They keep going through this damn door. She talking about y'all want to pray. Girl. But they do pray. And Tesehki doesn't take part in it.
I prayed to you so many times. Do you want to pray? You don't ask. You just go in prayer, Chastity. Go in prayer, Chastity. Just say it. I sleep. Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, who was, who is, and who is to come. Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, who was, who is, and who is to come. Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, who was, who is, and who is to come. Father God, in the name of Jesus, as I come to you today, I just want to ask you to forgive us all for our sins. Also, to have mercy upon us, I ask that you give us healing, unity, and peace. I know it's like a lot going on. I don't know. I can't do this. It's too much. Thank you, Lord, for allowing.
Really? Really? She not hearing no prayer, no nothing. Now, I know sometimes we all like get to our moments and our moods where we just be like, man, listen, I ain't about to pray. But for somebody who speaks that they are so chosen and this, that, and the third, and the way that Mama Charla brought them up, somebody's saying, let's pray. Pushes that away because it ain't about you and it ain't about her and it ain't about them. It's about going before God. So your anger, your bitterness cause you to not even be able to bow your head in prayer. Wow. Wow. That's not to say that it ain't difficult, but when you brought up in a household where the seed of the Lord is planted into you, you yield to prayer. You yield to God. You yield. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe that's just me. But I pray for my enemies as well. So I guess I'm just a little different. People who do me wrong, I pray for God to have mercy on them. I pray for them to continue to be prosperous and live in a life of abundance. But I pray for God to have mercy on them. When karma spins the block, have mercy on them, Lord. But I guess I'm different. I would have yielded to prayer because the prayer is not about me. It's about going before God. But hey, if I'm bugging, say you bugging, Henny, and don't snipe nobody out of here if they say you bugging, Henny. If you agree, put your Henny glasses up and some white hearts.
Us to just be up under a roof together. Only you can see this out, and amen. I don't know what else to say.
She starts over talking Chrisean while she's praying too. Don't worry, y'all will get this in a video.
Thank you. Amen. Okay. It's crazy. So sorry, sister. I would never want to be something like that to me. Like, if I did that to you, I would never want to be a sister. What? It's not making sense, y'all. What is going on? It's not making sense. I don't want to, I'm going to do what I have to do to make sure I protect myself and my family and my career. She said what she said. She going to stand on it. Let's stand on it. We're just better off just living our life. What are you talking about? That's the best thing about this situation. Because you know you full of shit. Let's talk about it. You don't want to. So I'm done talking. I have a vocal cord that I actually use for my career. You don't have to apologize. I apologize to you. You don't have to apologize. I'm doing too much. You're drunk. I said, I'm sorry, Chrisean. I'm sorry. I said it in your face. That's just the word of God. You should just have to know.
But even their mother said that Tifa don't handle her liquor well. She said, you can't handle your liquor, baby.
That was a weak forgiving. That was a weak apology. I shouldn't even have to apologize to you because we all was drinking. Even you. With the baby or something. Why are you lying? Now you go.
See? You see there? You see there? Because she don't like it. Now, I could. No, I'm not going to hold myself back. You see how prayer angers a demon. And I'm going to tell you something. Jealousy, envy, strife, bitterness, discord, that's all demonic energy. But ain't nobody ready for that conversation. Ain't nobody ready for that conversation. See, had she bowed her head in prayer, maybe things would have been able to turn around. But she refused the prayer, rebuked it from her. And look, now you want to come back and you want to say everybody was drunk, including you. Are you serious? Remember she said that. Put a pin in that right there, that she said everybody was drunk, even you. Remember that.
There you go. To your show, Jay. You gave me the bottle. There you go. Okay. You gave me the Hennessy bottle. There you go. You know what I'm trying to act like you putting a narrative out there. What narrative? You're trying to say I drunk. Nigga, I never drank the bottle. Because I never was drinking. I never drank the bottle. You know I didn't drink the bottle. So, okay, I don't give a fuck. Because you just keep on. The baby's blessed. His name is Chrisean Jesus. He is blessed. He's blessed. Every child is blessed. No, he's really blessed. I'm not saying that. See, you're so defensive. I never said he wasn't blessed. I'm not defensive at all. Issue. It's just
What was defensive about that? She's very calm. Old Chrisean would have flipped that table over and they'd have been scrapping. But that's what she wants. I feel like that's what they was trying to get her to do. While they keep talking about there was a plot and a play for Tifa, I think that's just a distraction for the fact that Zeus wanted ratings and wanted to give Tifa her lick back. I said it.
Seen the bait you just threw in.
No bait. It's a fact. It's a bait.
You're not saying facts. I'm not tripping. You're not saying facts. And when people don't say facts, they get in trouble for it. Look, I can say a lot of things about you. I don't care. Say it, girl. This is your chance. Why would I? Why would I? You think that by you saying that it's going to make nothing. For real? You don't need an apology. She act like she been the perfect person. Perfect mom. That's the issue. Even if y'all
She said, I am. She said, you act like you the perfect person. She said, I am. Wow. So you're a person without flaw? You've done nothing wrong. You haven't done anything to anybody. Man, oh man.
That's the issue. Tick for tack is stupid shit. It is. That's why I'm not going. Y'all want to fuck with each other, cool. 7. Okay, let's get to 7. I want her to talk about it. Like, I don't know what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't got amnesia. I don't And she obviously, if you was 7, I was older. So how I'm forget? Chrisean. If we supposed to be having I'm coming with keys. I'm coming with keys. No, you're not coming with keys. It's no way you come with keys when you say stuff like that. I apologize. And you told the world that he was in CBS. No, I didn't. They told me that. Come on. They told me that. When I heard it, because I know my bitch be doing her street shit, I said, Tay. He's not in CBS. CBS. She said, bitch, I got you. He's not in CBS. Why would I say that? What's my reason to say that? I don't even know that. Bitch, I'm a star. I be busy. Bitches was writing me saying, Tesehki, you all worried about your toy, you need to worry about your nephew. And I'm like, what are these bitches talking about? Let me call my bitch back home. My bitch said that's not true. She did her diligence. And what happened? Not true. I never said that. I was making sure it was true. Because I cared, nigga. Just like when y'all didn't have nowhere to go. I'm number 8. And Chrisean, you know it's multiple siblings over us. When y'all didn't have nowhere to go, I was the one that came through. For mommy, she said it was going to be 30 days. It turned to 6 months, then it turned to a year, then it turned to graduation, all of that. It turned to new track mom. So, it's not true. Yes, that is true. What are you I'm just saying. Talking to you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying mommy. No, she speaks. Mommy was incapable. We've been moved away from mommy. You know everything, bro. No, I'm Mike is right there. You good. You got a mic. She just said to you that what I said first was not true. House. To Tifa's house, right? To Tifa's house. That's the reason why she got that house. Okay, I'm saying. Yeah, because what I had, a luxury apartment for who? Me and my kids, am I good?
Now, Tay is speaking and chiming in, and Tay had no business sitting here. Tay had no business jumping in this conversation. This was between sisters. Chastity is the only one that should have been able to speak outside of everybody else. Tay's input, you didn't have to do that. And in all honesty, when you gave that input, you actually made it worse for Tifa. But let's let her continue.
What? Sharon, did they say, Mom, can you kick out Chastity, Chrisean and Petey? They said, Mom, can we get a big house so we all can have our own room? That's what your niece and nephew said. So that's why I moved to the house that I was in. The house, you know what I'm talking about, right? The big house. What are you talking about? Y'all live there? I didn't need that big ass house. No, you keep talking to her. You want her to talk. Let her talk. What did you invite her in the conversation? Where did it take a turn? Because even before you got to Cali, even when Tifa first started her music, Sean, you was there every video shoot, every photo shoot, every studio session. Yeah, bro. My nigga, you was there. Like, you knew what Tifa was going to be way before she hit a TV screen. I was so what happened from that? Keep letting her know I was supportive. Keep letting her know I was supportive. Thank you. I was always supportive and still is. What are you talking about? Yeah, she my whatever sister. Happened to y'all when y'all was children, right? When y'all was children, whatever happened. So you didn't forget her all the time. I didn't. She ain't dropped me off because I needed a ride. She came with me. All the time we was together. I don't want to hear that. I hear what y'all saying. You had to forgive her because you made her. Forgive you. You back up once you came to Cali. Because I went to college. I can't wait to college. Family go through it. So you bring it back up when you get a platform so it can be what? Televised?
Now, nowhere in what she's saying has she said if. Nowhere in there did she say if yet. Because somebody was trying to debate me down about this. She hasn't said if yet.
Because some of y'all went through in your family. Why you not staying in the family? Why you gotta wait till you get to a point? I get what you're saying. Throw it back out there. Y'all hurt people? Hurt what? Y'all hurt your family. Nobody hurt. Nobody hurt. It should get weird when money get involved. Family. Your sister said that crime. Loyalty, love, and respect and honor do. Loyalty, love, and respect and honor do. Make you family. It ain't nothing crazy. Yeah, but tell me if I'm wrong. You keep saying you're not. It's nobody wrong or right. We're trying to talk. I'm taking accountability right now. We sat down. We're talking. I didn't cut her off. I let her talk. She's talking. I'm responding. No, because she I'm an adult. She just I'm not a kid. And I don't want everybody lose self-control, but
do y'all need to hear that one more time? Henny Glasses in the chat if y'all want to hear Tay one more time. I believe Tay would have jumped her too. I believe that was the purpose of Tay being there. I'm also side-eyeing a lot of this ish that's going on right now. Because Chastity's talking about, I don't want to fight. But I thought you said that y'all was supposed to be sliding on somebody else. Who was you going to be sliding on? Who was you going to be sliding on? Y'all saying run it back. Hold on.
And then it turned to graduation, all of that. Turned to new track mom. So that's not true. Yes, that is true. What are you? I'm just saying. Talking to you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying mommy. No, she speaks. Mommy was incapable. We've been moved away from mommy. You know everything, bro. No, I'm Mike is right there. You good? You got a mic. She just said to you that what I said first was not true. House. To Tifa's house, right? To Tifa's house. That's the reason why she got that house. Okay, I'm saying.
Hold on, y'all. Because I just picked up on something. They went from Brianna's house to Tifa's house. So she didn't go directly from her mother to Latifah. She went to somebody named Brianna and then went to Tifa's house. Okay, so we got that. Now I'm going to let Tay Tay talk without saying anything.
Yeah, because what I had, a luxury apartment for who? Me and my kids, am I good? They was tired of what? Sharing rooms. They say, Mom, can you kick out Chastity, Chrisean and Petey? They said, Mom, can we get a big house so we all can have our own room? That's what your niece and nephew said. So that's why I moved in the house that I was in. The house, you know what I'm talking about, right? The big house. What are you talking about? Y'all live there? I didn't need that big ass house. No, you keep talking to her. You want her to talk. Let her talk. What did you invite her in the conversation? Where did it take a time? Because even before you got to Cali, even when Tifa first started her music, Sean, you was there every video shoot, every photo shoot, every studio session. Yeah, bro. My nigga, you was there. Like, you knew Tifa was going to be way before she hit a TV screen. I was supportive. Happened from that. Keep letting her know I was supportive. You said before you got Keep letting her know I was supportive. Thank you. I was always supportive and still is. What are you talking about? Yeah, she my whatever sister. Happened to y'all when y'all was children, right? Network. When y'all was children, whatever happened. So you didn't forget her all the time. She didn't drop me off because I needed a ride. She came with me. All the time we was together. I don't want to hear that. I hear what y'all saying. You had to forgive her because she was mad. Forgive you. You brought it back up once you came to Cali. Because I went to college. I can't wait to college. Family go through. So you bring it back up when you get a platform so it can be what? Televised? If this is something y'all been doing y'all family, why you not standing in the family? Why you gotta wait till you get to a platform? I get what you're saying. You throw it back out there. That hurt people? Hurt what? Y'all hurt your family. Nobody hurt. Y'all. It should get weird when money get involved. Family. Your sister sitting at love and respect, bro. Loyalty, love, and respect and honor do. Loyalty, love, and respect and honor do. Make you family. Ain't nothing crazy.
Now you heard Tay Tay all the way at the end. She says if that's the case, then why bring it back up now? That's what she said. But the whole time she was talking, she was not talking in a if this was the case. That's not what she said. She said what happened to y'all when y'all was little. You obviously forgave her. Man, listen, I got y'all. Y'all know a video coming. Y'all know a video coming. I'm going to have to do a video. But let's continue.
Oh, but me, I didn't yell. I didn't raise my voice. I know what y'all want, but she came in here on a good term. She straight hugged me. We get from her. Almost. They can't see weird how you just the TV can't see that. You try to put my skeletons out like they not broadcasting. What are you talking about? I'm just because I listened to you. You said something about my child talking about I was drinking while I was pregnant and all this other stuff. A skeleton. No, you did. You said that. No, you trying to put that narrative out because I apologize because we were drunk and you said I was doing too much. Bro, I never said that. They can play all that clips back. I never even got the bottle. I never even got the bottle to touch my lips, bro. I was planning a fucking abortion. I never said I saw you. I never was drunk. But you gave me the bottles already. Nobody wasn't drunk, bro. Oh my God. Okay. Nobody wasn't drunk. I was going through a domestic situation with my baby father before I pulled up on set. You didn't ask me what happened. Yes, are you okay? I'm on camera asking me what happened. Yes, I did. Okay, then listen. I took the battle out your face. So that's the thing. I don't know why you keep trying to portray this image of me on TV. I'm not portraying no image. Just give it what it's given.
And she's right about that. How can you portray an image on somebody when all we've seen you do is be a bully? All we've seen you do is be discouraging to your sister, not supportive of her. We haven't seen that. we have not seen another side of her. She brought that to us. She brought that to us, the viewer. When they was outside and Chrisean was having that breakdown, all Tifa wanted to do was smoke and drink inside the house. Not be out there for her sister. We haven't seen you show compassion towards her not one time since you was on the screen.
This shit is cringy. It's so cringy. I don't know what's wrong with you. You can have this shit. I don't care about this shit. I don't really care about this. I don't like you. It's like you just so upset. This is where all this stuff came from. Like, you just said you brought me to Zeus. You did this, because it's facts. No, you didn't, bro.
Yes, she did. Why does she keep denying that? Yes, she did. Because we didn't know nothing about you. I mean, we knew something about her because Chrisean had been on live with her before, but it wasn't like this. Zeus wasn't looking for you.
Said you did this. You did that. Why did you see my repay? What are you talking about repay? You was big sis. So basically, you did what you did, and I never forgot you when I got to the top, nigga. Weren't you with me, bro? Weren't you with me, bro? I don't care. Weren't you on my personal show? Crazy left in, even bring you some baddies. That was for you to meet it. What are you talking about? If I ever had envy or felt weird about you, I would have kept away from you. I never kept away from you. But she just told Shavante that that's not true. So now it is true, and this is why you bought Shavante is just Shavante. She's.
You notice how she's not saying. You notice how she's not acknowledging none of that, bro. She's not acknowledging none of that. She really feels like it's just her. Maybe it was you from what you were portraying on Crazy in Love. Maybe that caught Lemmy's eye and attention. Maybe that caught Natalie's eye and attention. But you wouldn't have caught their eye or attention if you would have never been on Crazy in Love 1 and 2. Shavante is Tay-Tay. That's Tay-Tay's real name, Shavante. They call her Tay-Tay for short.
Friend, I'm not talking to your friend. I'm talking to my sisters. This is a lot. It's not a lot. Y'all hearing the same shit I'm hearing. It's like, this is a lot. I'm still getting myself together and I'm growing. I'm just saying, the very people you invested time and energy in, we are now at our prime. PD's D1. Yeah, and the very person you're talking about. I'm proud of that. I never said I wasn't proud of it. We always trying to figure out where's the turn with me. Like, we said thank you. What do you want to worship? We said thank you. And then call me all types of names. We said thank you. Nobody called you name. I haven't called you out of your name. You're telling me stories I've never heard. Chrisean, why would you be in my house if I ever did some weird shit to you? This is not making sense, bro. It's not making sense. I'm done. I'm done talking. Y'all about to piss me off, man. When I cry, I punch. I'm done talking. This is crazy. She's saying everything, but at the same time, how are we going forward? You know?
She's saying everything but what? Because she stopped. She said she's saying everything but everything. What is everything?
Wording. Chastity, what? First, I didn't lose no self-control. I got my son. I ain't lose no temper. They call out her name. She got her little rider. I bring a sister. Why she bring a friend? She can't bring that one family member.
I noticed that too. Now, I wonder if the older sisters turned down the offer to come on the show. I know Terrain probably did not want to have anything to do with Zeus. If she would have been on any other network, Terrain probably would have been there. But Terrain really hates and despises Zeus. Tessa, I wouldn't want to go back on there if I was them because they haven't had good experiences on Zeus. You know what I'm saying? You understand? All right, we at the tailgate, the tail end of this. We almost done, guys.
She's going to get fucking serious. She thinks she's going through something right now. Bitch, I got long money. Bitch, you're going to fucking jail. Defamation of character. You're weird as shit. You're weird as shit. She's so sick. And I don't know what y'all did to her. But it's hurting her so much that I'm here when y'all scream. Because I've never heard any of these things. I never got jumped. I've never fought her in my life until I got on the screen. So obviously it's something about...
So she says, I don't know what y'all did to her, but whatever y'all did to her, she's so upset about me being on these screens. She's still making it about her being on Zeus. That's not what this is about. That's Chrisean told you that's not what this was about. Y'all were not supposed to be, this is not how this was supposed to go. But I don't think there were good intentions from the beginning. If we're being so for real and honest right now. I don't know what any of us truly expected to come out of this when it comes down to these two sisters. We should have known better. All of us, I can't even say that. Because a lot of us knew that this wasn't going to go right. A lot of us knew. A lot of us knew. And if you didn't know, then, I don't know who you've been watching and what you've been watching. But I did not think that Tifa would ever apologize to Chrisean because she does not see Chrisean as being somebody that deserves an apology. She doesn't think that anything that she did was apology worthy. And that's the disturbing part. So you don't think that you owe your sister an apology for lying to her to get on the show? The show that you're still on right now. The show that your sister helped you to get onto. You don't owe her an apology for lying to her and saying that you were going to handle certain things. And then you get on there and you don't handle those certain things. You don't owe her an apology for that. This is what I mean by there are no clean hands in this situation. There's no clean hands. I don't know. This is just, it's weird to me. It's weird to me. Maybe it's weird to me because I don't have sisters. I have brothers. But my brothers, no, this wouldn't be what we're doing. I could tell you that. Everybody hollers accountability. If anybody doesn't feel like Tifa needs to take accountability, then I question what you're watching.
This screen and me being on here, this is weird. She just said, like, yes, you always been listening. So why the fuck when I got on the screen it changed?
Why when you got on the screen it changed? Because when you got on the screen, you changed. Why was Tay Tay there? Wasn't she one of the ones that threatened to go to the hospital to beat and jump Chrisean while there was CJ? Yes. Yes. She's there because she's Tifa's bestie and her mouthpiece.
I'm so sorry, Jonah. It's so bad. Because y'all been way more family than anybody. This is weird, though. This is like everybody uses me.
What does she use her for? Please tell me. Because right now what it's giving is you're trying to take Chrisean's line, because Chrisean is always the one that everybody has gone to for everything. She's the one that people always say, oh, why didn't Chrisean put the mother in the house? Why hasn't Chrisean done this? And why hasn't Chrisean done that? Nobody ever asked why Tifa ain't do none of that.
I want her to tell her story. Tell your story. You're not making those issues your chance to tell the story. You don't have a story because you're lying. What the fuck is that? Is not cool. I brung you like I brung her. Look, I'ma kneel down because look, God brung me for real. You feel me? I like humility is everything. She just said this and this and that. Me and Petey was kids. I can't even cry right now because I'm so healed, bro. I'm so content, bro. I'm celebrating my new show, God's Plan, bro. And she gonna say, yeah, the people that you did all that for. What the fuck? You're so weird. Why would you want to be around me? Why are you even want to move forward with me? Like, I don't get nothing that she's saying. She don't make any sense. If for her to say she's in a different mind state, she's not. That girl is cuckoo. Well, I guess this is like
Everything that Tay said and everything that AJ has said, you are now hearing. Tifa said it. And now they're repeating and amplifying it. And Anna was there and Biggie was there. They were in the truck with her and all of that. Anna's walking back to the Sprinter with her. And I'm just like, yo, honestly, when is somebody going to sit down and say, you know what? The two of y'all need to really like take this off of Zeus. And y'all really need to work on this. Y'all really need to figure this out. If you were such a parental figure in her life, then that's the reason why she's around you, how she's able to be around you. There's people, let me shut up. Let's just finish.
If I want to speak to these girls, if I want to do ministry or fellowship with people, it's not honorable if I lose self-control with my sister in a hard conversation. She's older than me. I don't know what anything she's talking about. She just tried to bait my son and don't play with Chrisean Jesus like that, bro. I can say what happened to her son. Why would I do that? We gotta protect our kids. She's very, she's demanding. She's a monster. They want me sitting there with her. So the baby feel my energy. Girl, the baby needs me. My nephew needs me. It's like you need me. What are you talking about? Bitch, you don't care about that child. Ain't no way in the world. I would have been like, bitch, I'm sorry. No, you want me to? Hey, Huncho, bitch, I'd have to talk to you for a year. You think I'm playing? I'm not playing. My mother can't stop me from doing that. My mom been, what she been? Please, please, you know something wrong? Fuck that, it's something wrong with it. I'ma show them what the fuck happens to crazy psycho people like that. You fucking get them the help they need. She all like that.
What does she mean? She needs her. The baby needs her. Like, they don't need you. Like, they don't need that type of energy at all around them. At all.
She was a stripper. She's so...
At the end of the day, also, you talking about, I'm going to show you what you do with people like that. You get them the help they need. So what, you going to try to get Chrisean committed somewhere? Are you serious? All these threats. Notice what the threats are, though. You're going to jail, defamation of character. You get people like that the help they need. It's like you trying to take her out the scene, take her off the scene, take her away. What? Am I the only one that's seeing that? Have I slipped into the land of Delulu? Who gonna end up in jail? Tifa?
I brought her out the hood. She stopped stripping. She's with the very nigga okay. She's with the very nigga he stopped. Exactly. We ain't say none of that. The very nigga that you used to fuck with. We ain't say none of that. She don't want to say the truth. It's all about her. It's all about her. It's all about her. I'm not going to that motherfucker that demonic ass motherfucker. She's fucking insane and right. I'm just glad she said it. I never even heard what she said, so I'm glad she said it. She didn't know what to say. Blood don't make you family. Respect, honor, love make you family. Loyalty make you family. She keep talking about my son. What happened to your son? It was worse than what happened to my son. And nothing happened to him. He chilling. He healthy. Stop. This nigga a star. I'm just saying. I ain't saying nothing I wouldn't say in her face. It's just why would I do that? Just stop, please. Just why would I do that? I know what triggered her.
Now, what's pissing me off is Chastity is telling Chrisean to stop because she's on camera. But you ain't tell Tifa to stop. You ain't say stop, Tifa, we on camera. You ain't say, Tifa, you shouldn't be saying that. Tifa, don't do that, we on camera. You ain't say none of that, but you want Chrisean to stop because y'all are on camera. You want her to stop because y'all on camera. But it was okay for Tifa to talk about beating her up, to say that she was drunk, only to turn around and say, I never saw you put the bottle to your lips. So if you never saw her put the bottle to her lips, then how could you say that she was drunk? Because you feeding a narrative. You're feeding the hate train. That's why.
Truth. It's not peace. What do you mean, stop? I said it's not peace. I have peace. Yeah, but you said that. I have peace because we're sitting down, we're talking about it. We have to have conversations to show growth. I know, but you have to think about the other person, please. Okay. All right.
Why does she have to think about the other person when the other person was not thinking about her? Am I making sense here? I feel like I'm losing brain cells having this conversation with y'all because I'm not getting it. It's not clicking for me. Because we just sat here and watched the three of y'all sit at a table, you sitting in the middle of her, and you not stopping Tifa from saying anything that Tifa is saying. You allowing Tifa to say whatever it is that she wants to say. You're not telling her to be mindful of the other person. You're not telling her to stop. It's like y'all try to little girl her all the time. Man.
All right, well, I sat there very quiet, and I responded with my peace, with my truth. She said her side. She tried to say I was drinking. I showed up at the house drunk. Why would you lie? I didn't storm out. Because instead of her talking to me, she was talking to the audience. That's not Latifah. She's talking about, oh, that didn't happen when you were 7. Why did I live with you? Why did you live with me? Because, I don't know. When I told you I didn't want to play house no more, you stopped playing it with me. And when I grew up, I realized, like, that was not an appropriate game for kids to play because there's not no such thing as house. I protected her name as long as I could. I'm not doing it. I don't even do music no more. I do gospel music now. Hood gospel. That's nice, though.
Chastity says that's nice. Listen. The things that I'm seeing, watching this, the energies that I'm reading coming off of people and all of that, they need help. They need real help. Not even no Ayanla. They need something deeper than that. Like, this is crazy. It's like a family curse. Like, it's really like, this is crazy. And it's sad. It's very sad. Because when you go back and you look at the videos of Tifa and Chrisean before all of this, when Chrisean was on the path that they wanted her to be on with track and football and all of that, when she was on that path, nobody had anything to say. Everything was cool. When Chrisean got older and realized that that's an inappropriate game for kids to be playing, what are we saying? I don't see them either, so I don't know how they in here making any comments and I can't see them. Who's a snake? Hold on, because I can't see the super chats. Hold on, y'all. Because I do. You said, where'd it go? Chastity couldn't wait to report back to their leader, Mookie, and what to do next to destroy Chrisean. They do need healing. Too much greed, envy amongst the sisters. Yes. I only watched the premiere, shaking my head. Now I'm watching the episode. Child. I was lost for a minute. Oh. Charity and Tifa were both looking at, you know what? I'm not reading it. All right, so I know that there were 4 super chats. So thank you for the super chat. MC Mommy times 3. Is it Mick Mommy times 3? Both the Mookies do music too and say nothing to them. That's a fact, Buttercup. Chrisean. So, I already read that one earlier. Thank y'all for the super chats. Y'all get them likes up. I've never seen anything like this before in my whole entire life, and I pray that I never see anything like this again. This is complete and utter chaos and destruction at its worst. At its worst. Do you hear me? At its worst. I don't know how anyone's going to pull through this. Charla is going through what Charla is going through. It's just a mess. This is all just a mess. It's really a mess. But I wanted to come on and I wanted to kind of like review that with you guys, give y'all my honest answer to things or thoughts and insight on it. You know, I have a task ahead of me of making videos because I really am trying to understand this. Because this is not healthy. This is not kosher. This is not, no. I really wish they would have went someplace else besides Zeus for this. I really do. I really wish they could have been somewhere where a licensed therapist would have been able to sit there, stop Latifah from leaving, first and foremost, because thank you for the Cash App, Talking Doc. Latifah shouldn't have been allowed to leave out of that conversation. Conversations get hard. Conversations get tough, especially when you're trying to heal through something. It's going to get tough and it's going to get hard. But if the minute it gets tough and hard, you decide that you want to run out and walk away, it will never be resolved. Until she's able to take accountability for her portion in this, because everybody plays a portion in things. She feels Chrisean wronged her. Chrisean feels she wronged her. And we all watch this play out in front of our eyes, in front of our faces, on TV for everyone to see. You cannot put your life out on the television screen and then tell people to mind their business because you don't like what they have to say. You don't like the image that's out there of you, the things that they're calling you out on, you want to say, mind your business, y'all need to stay out of it, then don't put it on the internet for us to see. Don't put it on Zeus Network for us to see. Because if you put it in the public eye, it's up for public opinion. And we're going to talk about it. If you want it to stay private, keep it private. And I'm going to say this. I don't know what makes this situation any different than any trending topic. We talk about Diddy. We talk about Jay-Z. We talk about Nicki Minaj. We talk about Cardi B. We talk about Erica Mena and Safari. We talk about the presidents. We talk about all the celebrities. Hey, Diamond. Salute to Diamond in the chat. We talk about all these different celebrities and their business. We be all up in their business, minding their business. But then it gets said to mind our business when it comes to this situation. This situation has been a part of public eye since it began. So we have our opinions on things. And I'm going to say this, while we may not all see things eye to eye, let's not lose focus on the fact that this is a family of victims. Let me put this in a different light. This is a family of people who were preyed upon, who became predators themselves, allegedly. So this is a multi-leveled healing that has to be done. There's too many layers for us to unpack. The reason why when we talk about these situations, when we talk about the Malone sisters and the things that have happened, the reason why we get so heavy and bogged down with it is because this is heavy energy. This is heavy. You know what, Diamond? I agree with that hurt people, but I don't like that saying. And I'm going to tell you why. Because all of us have been hurt, but we would never go out and do to people the things that have been done to us. So I like to say unhealed hurt people. Because when you're hurt and you're unhealed, you have no gauge on what pain is. And you're able to inflict it on other people. And that's exactly what's going on. The older sister doesn't want to acknowledge the younger sister. They literally little girl her every chance they get. What's sad is her story was being drowned out. What she came out and said happened to her, she said, that's my truth. She said, that's my truth. I'm not going to apologize for my truth. And nobody should apologize for their truth. Thank you, Miss Parker. Oh, Miss Parker. But that's going to do it for tonight, y'all. We've been on for like 2 hours and some change, almost 2 hours and 30 minutes. Do y'all want to do a panel still? Because we can kind of do a panel for a little while. Only thing is, when I be dropping the link for the panel, not everybody be trying to get my panel. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't want to do that. I need to get over here. Let's see. All right. I should have known Dre was coming. I was just about to say, all right, well, I'm going to end it now.
You know I'm coming. You know I got to start it off. What's up, everybody?
What's poppin', Dre?
You know I came up here to pop it like always.
I know.
Well, I feel like deflecting is a predator behavior rather than a victim behavior, and that's just my opinion. You can't really say that. You can't holler, oh well, she's a victim, because you haven't opened up that door. You know what I'm saying? And the only way she's going to open up her victim door and really get the help that Tesehki needs to alleviate all those voices she be hearing in her head, to get them away from her, she gonna have to take accountability. You know, you gotta go down that road, take a little sip of that, and then you'll be able to say that you're a victim. But you can't holler, "Oh well, she's a victim," but you ain't even opened the door for it. You ain't said nothing. What happened? We still ain't got to the bottom of what happened. Every time Chrisean start talking about what happened and where it happened, she jumped to, but what happened on the sprinter with this? And then we go back to the sprinter, then we hit you with some truth. But you said I touched you. Like, wait. I'm confused. Which one you want to talk about? We all over the place. Which one you want to talk about?
Right.
Maybe you need a straight jacket. Because I'm confused.
Well, the thing is, she brought up the fact that things happened to her. She did mention that, but for me, you're not giving us. It's like they want to tell us something, but they don't. And with Chrisean, she couldn't, because they little girl her every time. Every time she opens her mouth, they little girl her.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. I feel like every time I feel like people don't want their truth exposed, but they willing to expose hers.
Right. Hey,
And
Survivor Speaks.
Hey, y'all. How are you? Can you hear me?
yeah,
Yep, we can hear you.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
All right.
Welcome back up to the stage.
Hello.
All right. So what you
Wait a minute.
got to say about this?
What? I'm getting a delay.
You getting a delay?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go on my phone because it's I don't know why I'm on my computer in this delay. So yeah, I'm gonna drop down and come back.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, but you got to be not only willing to admit that something happened to you, you have to be willing to admit that you did something as well.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people are forgetting that this, like I said, is multi-layered. Because you have Chrisean putting her trauma out there, but then everybody involved has their own trauma as well. So it's like, where does all of this stop and where does it begin? You don't even, like, where's the end and the beginning?
Well, it all starts with okay, because really in actuality, it starts with China, and don't nobody want to acknowledge that.
Well, that's with the siblings, because this actually goes
No,
back.
because if you start with China, then you'll go. Then you got to look at the parents. You get what I'm
Right, that's what
saying?
I'm saying. It goes back.
Right. So then now that we at the parents, okay, since we find out it was some sick people, which one was sick? Oh, it was the stepdaddy, which is the Malone's father. He was a sick person. So why are you sick, sir? And ma'am, mama, we gonna get to you in a minute. But why are you sick, sir? What happened? What's going down? At this point, everybody is unalive, so it doesn't even matter. You need some jail time. And you, ma'am, what was going on with you? Like, mama, like, tell us. And I understand you had a lot going on, probably a hell of a lot, dealing with all 12 children. Well, 11. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot of damn children. Just imagine 11 kids. I can't handle the ones
I
I
don't want
got.
to imagine 11 kids because I can't. I got 4, and listen.
I feel like
But
I'm at a daycare just listening to it.
But here's another thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If this was going on in the grandparents' home, the way that China alleges it happened, which I'm not calling her a liar, but y'all know I have to say alleged for the platform.
Mm-hmm.
But if this was going on in the grandparents' home and it was the grandfather, I don't understand how women stay with people who, did she not know? Did she know? Did she turn a blind eye? Like, how does this continue to go on? At what point does it end? What point does it stop? Because there's the allegation that something happened to Tifa's son.
Yeah, that's what Rock Chrisean. You know what? I think. Because they keep going with this narrative, and even now that she brought Tay Tay, who should have, while this sit down was going on, Tay Tay should have been in Baltimore. You had no business jumping in the middle of this conversation with these sisters,
right?
And I don't think Zeus. I think Zeus right now, Natalie them need to stop playing, because right now, let me tell you what the consensus is on Twitter. So I watched them tearing Chrisean down on Twitter. So when this came out before this sit down, a lot of people's minds changed on Twitter, and they watched Chrisean, when they dropped that clip, and they watched Tesehki after that, when she was getting her hair done and saying all this stuff, explaining over and over again. The people on Twitter dropped Tesehki. They said, nope. That's that's bull crap. They can see right through you. So keep crashing out all over the internet, because Chrisean is really in her healing element, and they can't get to it. And that was what they thought was going to happen when she came here, and it wasn't. And yeah, I caught that move, Chastity, when you tried to go take that baby from her. I saw that too. Point that out. She make me sick. I wish Chrisean would leave all of them alone. You can love people in your family from a distance, but I like that Chrisean did say, family doesn't make you. I don't want to jack up what she said. She said family doesn't make you whatever, something about loyalty, honesty, or whatever. I really, really like when she said that.
Yeah, she said blood doesn't make you family.
Yeah.
And I want to piggyback off that, because I got a new family. The only person I haven't replaced is my mama and my little sister and my niece. But the nieces and nephews get to stay. Okay, the babies got to stay. They ain't did nothing yet. But
he
and
said
y'all,
yet.
yeah, you know, sometimes it might turn out to be like your mama and daddy. Hey, it is what it is.
And I feel I cut my brother off on my father's side after my father passed away. And then they want to play in my face. Oh, no. I really mean when I say don't let anybody come to your house and disturb the peace that passes all understanding. Clip by everywhere they go on.
But see, the devil is throwing everything but the kitchen sink at her. Right, he right now he finna throw the kitchen sink, because he's sending Carlissa at her now, and with the midst of all of this, after she said what she said, I pray she don't go down there, because I might just ask the judge for permission, because she just bop her one time. You seen what she said, Judge? You might as well just give her one free one, just one free crack. You see what she up against? Come on now.
I want to ask.
I didn't see that. Was that a live that she did, or was that like?
It's all over. It's everywhere now. She posted it.
Who?
But is it a live?
It was a live. She said it in. The people got her started in the live, and I was being funny, and I said, meet her at the church. And she read my comment, meet her at the church. I ain't going to no church. I said, I bet you won't.
To ask y'all, if y'all heard when they first started dropping this clip, and Tesehki really, really started to crash out, and she was on a live with somebody, and the person said, "That's all right. November coming. She ain't got that much time on the street." I had to just log right out. I had to just log right out. This is just ridiculous. I just want to say I'm so proud of Chrisean for being like the bigger person in all of this, because all of them are disgusting. Natalie, if you really deep down within you, if you're scared of Tesehki, then stop saying stuff. You don't need to. You over here. You was looking for Rock before Rock even got out of jail. Let's not forget that. Let me tell you, she was looking for Rock. Rock is getting out of jail this time. It was the wrong date. And then let me tell y'all this other part. she said that she went on an interview. It was her and Scotty, and she said to the in the interview, I think I'm ready to just about ready to give this up. She said, but the only person that I can see in my spot is Chrisean. Because Scotty looked at her like, what?
And
She
that
said,
makes perfect sense because Lemmy about tired of her. And if I was him, I'd be about tired of myself and her too. You know?
Hold on, we have somebody on the stage. I've never seen this name before. Hi, favorite child. Welcome to the stage.
Hey Henny, how you do? I mean, how you doing, everybody? Henny, you know I love me some you. I be on IG a lot too, and I'm just so grateful how you have Chrisean back and everybody. I'm so tired of Chastity. I don't know what to do. I just wish Chrisean would just leave that crazy family alone. I'm with the guy that's on the phone now, where the kids are innocent until they get a little.
Until you get about 13 years old and you start acting like your
Okay.
mama and daddy. And it's like, okay, go ahead.
Exactly. But Henny, you have her back, and I just love you for that so much. Thank you for being loyal to Chrisean and, letting everybody know the truth. I believe Chrisean. I stand with her. Always have.
Thank you. I mean, of course I stand with her. Um, I'm just gonna keep continuing to do what I do because
Mm-hmm.
this is what I came on here to do. So thank you so much for supporting. Kimmy B, you
Yes.
better come back up here, girl.
Wait a minute. So she said that her sister and her daddy, her church sister, I think that's Faith. Am I right? The church sister and the daddy told her she has to go support her a lot more with baby Chrisean.
Who said
So
that?
she gonna start with the court date, and after the court date, you'll see where it go. Please be patient with her,
Wait a
Carlissa.
minute, hold on, whoa. What we reading? Who we talking about?
Carlissa.
Lord have mercy. Please let there be no flights out.
She gonna tell us to buy her a ticket.
I hope that Chrisean does not meet with this crazy lady. I don't think that Chrisean is talking to Carlissa. Chrisean is in a very great space right about now, and I wish they would just leave her alone. She came here she sat down here to get closure, but she did not want to talk about the essay. But Latifah, because you so unhinged and you trying to provoke her and throwing everything at her to get the old Chrisean to rise up, but you couldn't. That's why she had to say what she had to say. What the freak did you mean by the comment you made before she said, "Yeah, I got a good memory"? Remember when I was 7?
Yep, that's
You
true.
hit below the belt. You hit below the belt. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was pointing out because it's like at the end of the day, you just kept jugging and jabbing, and she's letting it go. But now you want to imply that I have a bad memory. No, I don't have a bad memory. I remember what you did.
No,
Mm-hmm.
Since you want me to say it so bad, I'm trying not to say
I'm
it.
trying
But
not to.
since you want me to say it so bad, here
No.
it go, bang.
Boom. And
One
she
thing.
let it go.
Yeah, you know what though? Did y'all actually sit there and count how many times Tesehki ain't tell not one thing that was truthful? How do
Uh-uh.
you can't even you can't say nothing that's truthful?
She
And
She's a
didn't
what
say
liar.
nothing. What did she
Yep.
what
ask
you
her?
saying
Cause
on here is
somebody,
a lie. We've been rocking with Chrisean. We know what's going on.
what
We
did
Mm-hmm.
got
she
the news
answer?
on.
What did she answer? The only thing I just heard was deflecting. She kept telling Krishan everything that the hate pages said.
Exactly.
And what did she answer? I would have asked her, what color am I wearing? Let's see if you're gonna
Right.
tell me the truth.
I
Is you there?
I don't think she's gonna be able to tell you this. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait a minute. This lady she never tells the truth.
Never tells the truth.
And your sprinter, girl, you don't have no sprinter. I wish Henny we could probably do it in a video, but the big house. That's why I got the big house. Henny, run them evictions, please. Those double pages of evictions you got over there.
For
See, I
real.
didn't run the evictions because everybody else had run the evictions, and sometimes I try not to be repetitive. But I keep hearing from you guys. Y'all keep saying to me, we don't care. We still want to see how you going to put it together. We want to hear what you got to say. So I'm going to stop doing that because that's why I don't do a lot of information because I'd be like, well, dang, I missed that. So I might as well not even talk about it because that done been ran down in the mill. But
Nope. Because I do not listen to people on I might comment, I may look and comment, but I'll be like, wait a minute, let me go over here and see if Henny said something about the shit because
I do that
don't
too.
There
be
you go.
I don't
I was like,
trust
let's
it.
see what
I
Henny
don't
been
trust it.
saying.
I
Cause
But
don't
I
people
don't
trust it if
know.
Henny don't say it.
well, I
Mm-hmm.
kind of get that too because y'all will inbox me and be like, did you see this? Is this true? Henny,
Child,
why
No,
you
see what
ain't
it
post
is,
about
Hitty.
this?
You
So
know the background. You know the history of this. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And I want to know why did she sit up here and lie? You right, she did lie. I had to think about it. You
oh,
know, I be with my medicine, my green medicine. You sometimes, and it had me a little jet lag in the memory. But she just lied and said my kids wanted their own room. When was this, Tesehki? When
well,
they
I
were
don't know
born?
if she's gonna
she
tell us
had
she went to stay with China. She went
No. She
allegedly.
don't have her kids allegedly.
Let me no let listen, allegedly, because I want to protect the channel. Allegedly, she went to stay with China. At that point, China did not know that she had messed with her son. So when she came in with her boyfriend, her son said, "What you doing here? Why she here? Why she here?" And she said, she was saying, we got to take everything China say with a grain of salt. But I think her son had co-signed this, so, and I do believe him. And people need to extend him grace because this has to be hard. And he has to be very brave to come out here and say what he's saying. So she said he went crazy. He went kind of crazy. She's like, "Well, what's going on?" And he told his mother, "Yeah, she forgot how she said it."
She graped him. She graped
Yeah.
him.
She said she asked, looked at Tifa, was like, "Is this true?" And she said Tifa started playing with the doorknob
And
and was
she
like,
said,
"Oh, something. Oh, somebody molested her son." But
I think Mike allegedly
I mean,
graped my
murder.
son.
Essayed her son. I'm sorry, essayed.
Graped
Essayed.
my son. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what she said. I
Yeah,
just watched that
playing
yesterday.
with the doorknob, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She
So
said, mm-hmm.
this is not going to get better for Tesehki. Tesehki has to. It didn't even have to go this far. You could have did this in a nice closed off area with your sisters and whatever your nephew. Let them tell you okay, this is what it is because this hurt me. And, I didn't know this was wrong at the time. I said, but you got to take some accountability, Tesehki, and it did not have to come here. But ever since you got on baddies, you never go a day without throwing side jabs at Chrisean. You think we don't be knowing? We
Mm-hmm.
right.
know.
That's true.
But y'all know what?
Thank you, Trust, for the super chat. She said, Krishan said Tesehki to stop making up stuff because her life is on the internet. Exactly. You think she didn't know what she was doing? Like, come on, you got to listen to how she was playing this conversation out. This conversation was not going the way that she wanted to go. She did not get what it is that she was looking to get out of it. And so as soon as she saw she wasn't getting what she could, what did she do? Throw a temper tantrum. And what did that temper tantrum look like? Oh, you need to sit down because you all over the place. This hyena, you're a monster. That's how this played out because she could not get her way. And that's what it's giving. Now, other people are going to see it the other way or however they're going to see it. That's how I see it.
She's projecting because you're the monster to do this to children. And then when they have, like, first of all, Chrisean didn't come out and say all that. Chrisean was in the hospital with her baby, sleep in the crib. Her son had just had surgery. She woke up to this nonsense. And so she put it out there and said, y'all know she would always wanted to play house. That's all she said from that one. You kept going. So you used to a different Chrisean. She's used to bullying Chrisean. If you look at that video, I think Henny, I think you put it up recently again, or some of the other support pages put it up where they when Chrisean was talking, you could tell that she was trying to say, I hope I don't say the wrong thing. Her and Tesehki was together, and she was like, "Oh no, everybody keeps saying that I said that I was whatever, and I wasn't. That's not true. That's because you with your abuser." You're with your abuser, and this is what they taught her. Chrisean has been saying this.
Yep.
But she would never say what it was until the hospital. We all get what playing house is. And so
hey, Chandra, welcome to the channel. Sorry. I'm new to the channel and I'm enjoying every moment. I also appreciate your empathy, genuine love, and compassion for Rock. I've always been Team Rock. Well, welcome here. We promise that you're gonna like it at the bar.
Get you a glass, get you a shot.
Okay. Take some shots, get you a glass. We pour up over here. Hey, Fat Don, welcome to the stage.
Hey, Henny. What's good? So, I just wanted to peep a couple of things out to make sure I ain't crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Selena,
So,
come back up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
so when they a year ago, when after baby CJ had his surgery, and I think that was Tessa that was with Rock, right?
No, that was Terrain.
Oh, that was Terrain. Okay.
Yeah.
So Terrain was like trying to tell her like don't no no don't say it, and she was like no, because I've been trying not to say it, but she been trying to do all this stuff to me, and ain't nobody telling her to leave me alone. Everybody is still just letting her bully me like she's the bully of the family, and like she said, like okay, only person that would come, was pretty much Chastity. um
Hello?
I don't know what happened. She was talking.
I know.
She
Fat
must.
Don, lost you. Did you
Well,
hit
I
your...
want to say this before she come back in. I was watching a lot of content creators, and what's sad is they tried to normalize it. You know how we played house, but they said we never played house. They made sure to say we never played house with our siblings, but we played house. And we
Here's
went to
the thing.
school playing house. No, no, no. It's a difference. Y'all was playing house with siblings, and y'all don't want to get up here and say y'all was playing house with siblings. And so therefore you don't find nothing wrong with what she did because you used to do it.
Well, the next
Exactly. But
ordeal.
you know, but that's the problem. And that's what I was talking about on IG earlier about people playing house, people
Mm-hmm.
playing 7 Minutes of Heaven, people playing hide and go get it. And I know a lot of people was asking me what hide and go get it was. Hide and go get it is a version of tag, just like 7 Minutes of Heaven was a version of hide and go seek, where you go you hide, the person hides, and whoever finds you, they get it. They get to hump on you or whatever. 7 Minutes of Heaven, they get to do whatever they want to do for 7 minutes.
Well, I don't know about the 7 minutes.
So all of those games that we had played or was playing around with or know people played with, those were not appropriate games for kids to be playing. And let's be very clear, okay? When they wanted to play hide and go get it, when tag turned into hide and go get it, I hid in the house. And it was bad, so bad that they used to say I couldn't play no more because I would go in the house. And yes, I would. You ain't coming in my house to find me. I wasn't gonna be outside court humping. My grandma was
Oh
crazy.
nah, you ain't no
Right.
fun. You can't play.
My
You was
grandma
not
did not
playing. We
play that.
love playing in the wintertime because that was the
Right.
excuse for us to get out of our parents' view. And we
Mm-hmm.
always come popping up behind out of the wash house.
Right.
It,
But see,
oh
this
my
is my
god.
it
question.
was
But this is
um
my question.
Mm-hmm.
Where did those games originate? And I have
from playing
another
house.
but I have a follow-up question. Not the we're playing house, yes, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Where did they originate from? Who started them games? We
Well,
don't. It
watching the
had to be
H.
some kids that were introduced to some stuff. And the follow-up question to that question is, was that a part of grooming?
I think it was a part
it
of
was there was
grooming.
some
Most
stuff that
definitely.
And on to see part.
I would say there was some stuff from back in the days
Yeah.
with the white folks, and when especially if you look like sociological theories and stuff like that back in the days, and
Mhm.
how a lot of, like, when they took over a lot of the Native Americans, children and whatnot, and they will always be like, "Oh, okay, just when you're so unhappy, just think of this as your family and play house." And and then remember the little rich kids used to have those little doll houses, and they used to be talking about they playing houses with the dolls, and then they just blended out into playing with kids. You know what I'm saying? And then when they start playing out with kids, the parents wasn't really watching the kids.
Mm-mm.
They'd be in the house with their little cigar boxes, smoking their little weed, rolling their joints. And they'll tell, this, 'cause remember, this is really go back into like the crack era, when there really wasn't no parents, and it wasn't that many big mamas and grandmamas either. And so a lot of people didn't have parents that were really watching them. Everybody had an excuse to go outside and just do what they want to do. And then, of course, you're going to have curious kids that'd be like, okay, sure, I'll do that. That sounds like fun, and not explaining like it, like, okay, like spend the bottle and all that kind of stuff sounds like serious. You know what I'm saying? So I really think that a lot of that's why she was saying that a lot of this happens in black families, and it does, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times we were the ones that was the most affected by the crack epidemic, and a lot of us, some of us suffered without having parents and having someone to really watch us, and we were just kind of doing whatever. Even if we had siblings watching us, older siblings, they would be in the room with their boyfriend, and sometimes the younger be in the closet peeping, seeing what they doing, and then they be like, "Ooh, what you was doing?" I wasn't doing nothing. We was just playing house. We was just playing house, and I was the mama, he was the daddy,
But
and
see, at
so
the same token, it
it,
don't it can, those games came from our grandparents.
It sure did.
mhm.
So therefore, it really wasn't the crack epidemic, because if it came from our grandparents, it was something that was going on way back when.
Yep.
Yep,
The
probably
Well, you
happened
drugs
got
to
to
the
really
think of it,
wasn't even a
grandparents as
factor.
well. And you
but
know
so
what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. That's why you have to be careful. A lot of people used to say, "Oh, kids are just to be seen. Go in that other room with the other kids. You in grown folks' business." And so many kids was SA because of that. Because they
Mm-hmm.
felt like if a kid is in the room, you're being too grown or something like that. Go in there with
you're
the other
supposed to be seen,
kids.
supposed to
Hmm.
be not heard, and
Yep,
that's
and that's
why
what
how a lot of
happened.
stuff happened. Also, I mean, even if you look in the 70s and the 80s, and people, dipping and diving with people that were much younger, and it was the norm. It was nothing against it. Even, if you watch some of the older movies, and you have people that were like in high school dating people, they're college professors, or they high school teachers, and that stuff was like deemed to be kind of like normalize it back then in the 70s, early 80s, and stuff like that. So, what I'm saying, when I said that, not just the crack epidemic, but even before we had the crack epidemic, we had a heroin issue. And, what I'm saying, a lot of people have young grandmothers. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother became a grandmother very young, but she was an
Mm-hmm.
old Southern grandmother. So, she had different ways about her, but still, even with me and my cousins, we was allowed to run free with each other. You know what I'm saying? And anything could have happened if we wasn't smart. We used to find little nasty magazines and show people, look, what's that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying, like, these kids were not supervised, and my
Did we lose her again?
I think we did.
Mm-hmm. She was hitting on
What
all cylinders.
you know
if
what?
this is my
Oh, she
line,
back.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, but I was just saying that it's just so much of truthful. If she would have just said, you know what, I was young, I really didn't know what I was doing,
Yeah, and
and
I
I
was young
apologize.
too. She could have
I
said, and I was young,
apologize. But
and that
but
doesn't make
Rock
it
kept
right.
saying,
But
"Can we move on? Can we
right.
move on? Can we look to the future and not look past us or whatever?" But you could tell. you could tell, like, you know, like you said, like the devil didn't want that. They had that long hold, like right on Rock back, and she still was like, I don't care. She was still like nonchalant, like, you know what, I'm prayed up. I'm not gonna be taking, you know, I'm not gonna be going through this no more. It's all good. And I think that that really meant a lot because that showed her strength versus her older sisters didn't have no strength. But this is my question now. So is now Tessa and Rock beefing because of this?
I don't know. Well, Rock never said Tessa, but the other nephew said the only people that did not touch him was Rock, Petey, and Tareen. He said all the rest of them, but he said the boys apologized to him. It's just like Tesehki has never apologized to him. He never. I think he said, yeah. I don't know about the other ones, but he said Tessa. Um, he said Chastity is a beast. He said she on a whole nother level with it, and he was like he didn't know, but she did something to him. Had his friend came in and did something to him, and then she was in there humping on Mookie. I said,
I remember that.
yeah, the nephew he's been going live every day because Chrisean's not. He's like Chrisean's not. She's not lying. And when he tells his story is way more graphic than. Well, I don't want to say which is which because it's all a mess. But he has great vivid detail about what happened to him, and that's crazy. But they were saying that the grandmother was allegedly the grandmother's was doing it too. So China is claiming that the Malones, their father, essayed her. And it started with the grandfather or something, but they so split up. I'm not sure if she's saying that was her father's grandmother or the Malones.
It was the
I'm
Malones
not sure
allegedly.
what grandmother talking
It
about.
was allegedly it was the dad, the Malones that like her stepdad people allegedly.
Yeah, she said he did her.
Because
Yeah.
her allegedly the mom said to him before she left here, she told him, he said it out of his own mouth. My mama told me she'll pay me to unalive my sister. So I won't be left here with her. He said this himself. Now if your mama told you to unalive her daughter, she'll pay you. So she wouldn't be left here with you. You's a sick something bunch of disrespectful words. But everybody out, Henny, I gotta get ready to get up out of here because I gotta go somewhere. But I wanted to say this before I got up off of here about the situation. I just feel like it didn't go the way Tesehki wanted it to go. So, like Henny said, she deflected and she threw a bunch of insults because it's like, what's next for her? That's what everybody they so quick to think about how the fans is with Chrisean, but how was the fans with Tesehki before this? They was calling her out for the GoPros. This is why the sit down initially happened. So that's why I'm asking, what's next? Because they was calling her, Moleskiki, they had some names for her. But now that Rock came out and confirmed it, what's next? And
But
I'll
let me
catch
say
y'all in the
this
chat.
about that Molesiki thing.
Mm.
Nobody calls her that until they get mad at her. You notice that?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I'm gonna be in the chat, y'all.
Which tells me, why you going in the chat, Dre? Stay your butt up here.
He said he got something to do.
Why is my window open?
Oh my God. This.
It's a sad situation though, y'all. It's really sad because they are all sisters. But again, I don't trust Chastity for nothing.
Let me tell you something. Chastity even made up 3 different stories. So what is it? So you when you Chrisean, you came for Chrisean, you claim. but we saw you. We saw the action where she said what she said, and you stepped in to try to get her baby, and Chrisean was like, um. So now you go back online talking about I don't be beefing with your sister. I ain't do what they paid me to do. I ain't do what they paid me to do. What did they pay you to come out here and start this mess with Chrisean? Because you was trying to take her baby. I didn't see you do anything to where it may seem like you was going to do something to Tesehki. So it's okay for y'all to be going at this girl and Chastity, you throwing out little subliminals online. You think we all stupid? We can all read in between your lines, right? So, but you came on here to help, and then to try to put it out there and say that Chrisean had her. She didn't come out and say it, but this is let me say it the way she said it. I love all my sisters. I slide for all of them. Ain't nobody saying that. I ain't got nothing against Rock. I just got something against what she's saying about people. But then what she say? Yeah, she said
Right is
I
right, wrong is
I
wrong.
slide
That's
for
what
my
she kept
sister.
saying.
She gonna say I slid for my sister before I left up there, but I'm not going to talk about that because I'm gonna go to jail if I talk about it. So you slid for who when you was in Oklahoma? Please tell me. Chrisean ain't even on that type of time. So please elaborate. Keep going. Keep going with the lie. Keep going.
Right. Chastity is a messy person and she's a jealous person. You can tell that she's so jealous of Chrisean. She try to act like she that great sister, but inside she's jealous. And them kind of sisters like that, you gotta watch out for.
And the reason,
Even the dad said that Chastity was jealous.
yeah,
Super jealous.
and the
Mm-hmm.
reason why Chrisean left Tesehki is because her boyfriend, who is Chastity's ex-boyfriend, was trying to try something with her. And that's what and so that's why Chrisean was when she was staying with Tesehki. Um yeah, supposedly the boyfriend tried to do something to her, and then I guess Tesehki took his side and was like for her to leave. And when she left, Petey left behind her, but Petey ain't have nowhere to go, so he was staying down the street at his high school friend's house.
Them kids been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where did the godparents come into play? Because I hear a lot about Rock not having nowhere to go in high school. So when did they come into play? And if they was the godparents, why they didn't come and take her a long time ago?
She's I want to say it was she was staying there for a little while, maybe before she left. I know she was supposed to be staying with Ronnie after and then that's kind of hard because Ron was young when she went to California, but that bedroom where you see with Rainy Days, that video, that's in her godparents' house, and that when she on the bed and she lay back, that's her room in her godparents' house. And they never changed it. So after she had the baby, she went there. So I don't know because Blue tried to throw a monkey wrench in the middle of that. Her godparents and her.
So I wondered, so now Rock got to go to court soon, in the next week or so, and with all this strife and stuff, I pray to God that nothing go down and she have to go back, because I'm thinking like who gonna keep Junior this time,
She
with all
probably
this beef and stuff. And I mean, I think that Terrain had him last time, so I think Terrain will
yeah.
probably get him this time. I'm just so shocked that Tessa was there praying with her and leading her, and it would have been better to save face if Tessa was there to support Rock, and in the where she's like going in her life and the movement that she's making. It would have been better for Tessa to be there helping her and praying with her and just keeping her focused. And I don't know why they decided to bring Chastity out as to be like a mediator when she gonna spend a whole bunch of time outside talking to Tifa, and that ain't the first time. Because remember when her and Rock got into it before when she was pregnant, and she went to Tifa's show and showed up with some flowers and everything, and hung out with Tifa took her out to eat and all this kind of stuff. And the same thing after she had her baby, Tifa, like, showed, sent her a whole bunch of catered food and all that kind of stuff. So my thing is, you say that you can't be bought, but to me, it looked like you've been bought a long time ago.
She's been bought over and over and over again.
And it seems like you've been bought, by Tesehki because you don't want to really start riding too hard on Rockside, and Tesehki say, "Oh, but what about you and what you did?"
It's just really sad that they can have all these issues with Rock, with Krishan. I was trying not to call it Rock. She don't want to be called that, but they can have all these issues with Krishan. But when Krishan shelling out that dough, don't nobody have any issues with her. Don't nobody have any issues with her. Chastity, you keep going online talking about I don't ask nobody for nothing. I'm the female Mookie. Yeah, and I was a lady bands and girl, go sit down with that dumb thing. Go get you a coat that fit. I'm tired of you putting on them coats that come up to your elbows. Go get you a nice coat that fit for real. I don't know where you're getting those from. But yeah, she needs to. I wish that Rock would. I mean, you can only say what you can say, but I think Rock is doing a great job because of and what I didn't like was when she said to Chastity, she's making hood gospel now. And did you see the way Chastity laughed at her? I didn't like that. I didn't like that when she said that.
Of course, Demon's gonna snicker.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they do is laugh and snicker and giggle.
But that's what they fail to realize. Krishan is gonna always be okay. And I think that Oklahoma is a great place for her. She has, met friends and new family or whatever. She's really out there doing a lot, and I don't recommend that she come back to California, not at all.
But now can you see reason why I now can see how she ended up letting Jay and Marsh get so close to her, and because of her family. Look how her family treat her. And it's always kind of like, yeah, Shawnee ain't blah blah blah, or Shawnee, blah blah blah. She just a big baby, blah 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 blah. I don't see them as was really there for her as much. They had their own life, and they was like, okay, now she's a grown up. I could say that, with not necessarily from Terrain, but I really didn't hear too much about Tessa or whatnot. I'm sure she probably was around, but I didn't hear that much about her. But it just sounds so fishy now. All of a sudden, everybody is saying like, you taking a price and you blah blah blah. Like if y'all wasn't really there and could really vouch, because I don't hear her bringing nobody else's name into it. She just said what Tifa did to me. She didn't say other person was there, or she didn't say PD was in the next room playing on the Xbox. She didn't say none of that. She just said brought two people into the situation, her and Tifa. That's it. And so I just think that because of that, I would, if I was one of the sisters, I don't know. I didn't see nothing, so I can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say I support my sister whatever way she's going. I support my sister in her healing and her being a better person and being the best parent she could be for her son. Not the all this, what I'm saying, she should be like this and she should be like, they want her to fall so bad. They want her to be in jail so bad. They want her baby to be taken from her so bad. They want her to lose on so many levels, but she keep elevating and she keep winning. And the thing about it is, really, what do you have for yourself, Tesehki? You have a beautiful voice, but I ain't heard you drop no EP. I ain't heard nobody wanting to work with you. I ain't heard no Timberland or anything wanting to work with you.
She been making music since 1956. Ain't nobody studying her. She
Mm-mm.
she been making music for a long time, and it didn't kick off for you. But what gets me is the entitlement, like in the audacity and the big kahunas that she has. Your sister is the reason why you're on TV. But you want to keep talking about, oh no, the boss man. The boss man ain't seen nothing. Because when you was out there in your rainbow outfit, that green outfit with the orange hair on, when Krishan and them were for Crazy in Love, When you was out there, I remember you going off. This is a center. I don't want to be on Zeus. I don't want like saying all this other crazy stuff. Now you on Zeus. Every time the season starts, I'm not. I'm on tour, so I'm not going back on there. I'm not going back on there. And you always on there. Always. So
And fighting on cue, just like a pit bull.
she's, you know what though? She doesn't really bring too much to baddies, and that's
She
some.
don't have much to offer besides the fighting. She doesn't have much to offer. Like that's what I'm saying. Like she don't like bring like any type of stardom or anything. All she is the person that is can eat. Oh, she can eat. Oh, she can fight. She can fight. And my thing is, if you look at the people she fight against, come on now, it's not really that hard to say, okay, you're a winner. I haven't seen you pick a fight with no real one.
So I'm with Henny. I'm kind of confused, right? So when that clip where she's outside talking to Chastity, and Chastity is saying that she don't want to fight and all this other kind of stuff. So if you said Chrisean asked you to come there just to be there, but why would she be? Yeah, why would she be saying that to
Tifa?
like yeah, Tifa? Where did that come from? So who was you supposed to be? Y'all supposed to be fighting Chrisean, or how was that going? I know Tay Tay, she probably would have tried to jump in it. I mean, how's that working? I just don't understand. Like I don't understand. I've never seen so many people just against one person. I've never seen it. This is crazy. It's crazy. I hope Rock stays in Oklahoma. That's just my thing. I just don't want. I hope she don't go back to California.
Well, ain't nothing in California, but her baby father, and
Mm-hmm.
he ain't been a father up to this point. So what do you need him there down for
Well,
now?
we just have to
This is
see
true.
Rock with that one. What you think, Henny?
What do I think about what?
What you say, ma'am? Oh, she said ain't nothing in California except I said I didn't want her to go back to California. I understand. I wish she would stay in
I
Oklahoma.
said it ain't nothing there but her baby father,
Oh yeah,
and he
no,
ain't been taking care of
this
the
is
baby up
true.
to
I
this
thought you
point.
said something else. That's why I'm like, wait, what? I
No,
thought
no.
this
I'm
was
asking
true.
you. What are you?
No, I don't want to see her go back to Cali. I think she's doing good in Oklahoma, and therefore she should stay in Oklahoma. She's
right,
thriving there.
right.
Going back to California, Blue will be on his crash out stuff. We don't want to see that. I don't want no more 4 a.m. rants. Even though I must admit, some of them were entertaining and hilarious to watch him crash out, but I could do without the rants. I
Yeah.
kind of like the internet without him, but I
Mm-hmm.
also feel like once he comes home, a lot of this BS that is going on is not going to continue to go on because it wasn't going on when he was home. Not like this. Not like
And even
this.
with his other baby mom on baddies, it still ain't no interesting stuff coming from her way either. It's
Well,
like
I'm
if it ain't including Rock, it doesn't really. It like I'm just gonna be honest. When I come looking on the internet on YouTube, I look for Henny. I look for like two other people I follow, and if they not talking about Rock or whatever, I just log out and I just don't really look at anything unless it's shorts. I'll just be like, forget it because I know that ain't nothing really good or juicy going on, and it's not necessarily bad. I'll be looking here see the good times and not just the bad times. I'll be looking to see when she in church praising him. I loved when she was having her prayer thing. I was out, praying with him and stuff. I enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying? And my thing
well,
is, if you're a true supporter, it don't matter what she's doing. You're gonna, as long as it ain't nothing illegal, you're gonna
right.
follow.
Well, I wanted to say this. Jaden on baddies. I noticed how Natalie tried to be a little messy, where she was like, "Oh yeah, she's the reason why Chrisean lost her tooth." And Jaden cleared that up real quick, and she was like, "Oh yeah, she had talked about nothing bad. She didn't even really talk about Jaden. She was like, I don't really know her. They don't have no beef with one another. And that's that. Like, they'll be messy about it. But I do have to go, guys, because y'all know that I am still at work. So I do have to go, but I think that this was a great conversation that was had after. I hope that the live and the review of the show was good. Thank you for all of the super chats and super stickers that were given and the cash apps and all of the love and the likes. If you didn't like on the way in, please make sure that you like on the way out. I want to thank everybody that came up to the panel to speak. I appreciate all of y'all.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. But I'm going to close this out now, and I will see y'all tomorrow in the next video. Okay? Y'all know what I always say: when y'all rest, rest well. Remember that love is always love, and I love y'all. Good night.